gravity-powered water filtration systems, heirloom seeds for your garden, and survival gear. Order by 3 p.m. and your items will ship that same day. Time is short. Prepare today. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Are you tired of the constant battle with unwanted hair? Give us a call at A Soothing Touch Laser Hair Removal for hassle-free permanent hair removal. With our affordable pay-as-you-go programs, no confusing contracts or memberships, and no hefty upfront costs, achieving the smooth skin you have always wanted without breaking the bank is just one call away. Gift certificates are available and make the perfect gift for any special occasion for both women and men. Say goodbye to unwanted hair and hello to confidence. Visit our website today where affordability meets perfection at ASoothingTouchLaserHairRemoval.com.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, good morning. And, I was doing a little something on the weather yesterday. It's posted online. And it is looking at where we're at in the next 15 days. And I realized that once you get 5 days out, even 5 days is kind of tough. But let's just say once you get 5 days out, it becomes a little more difficult to predict. A storm could come brewing in or who knows what. But we're looking at a general warm-up for next week.
Going to be in the 50s.
And then this week, a warm-up. Starting today, we'll be in the mid-40s.
That's right.
But then out of nowhere, did you see?
Saturday.
It's going to snow on Friday afternoon. Late Friday, it'll turn to snow. And Saturday, the high will only be 20.
Yeah.
Yet as long as you like a good roller coaster, Sunday's high will be 45. So we're it's typical, right, spring weather, but this is early for this type of weather. We could easily be sitting here in cold temperatures, and we are not, although it is cold right now.
The groundhog did not disappoint. He didn't he say? I was on the cruise when the
I don't know, 5 more weeks of winter or something like that. Is that what it was, David?
It was an early spring, right?
6 more weeks of winter.
6 more weeks of winter. Yeah. 6 more weeks, because the reason is he saw both paws in his shadow, I believe.
I honestly, if you asked me, if you put a gun to my head and said, I'll give you $1,000 or kill you if you can answer this question, I don't know what the heck the damn thing is. If he sees his shadow, if he doesn't see his shadow, 6 more weeks.
Well, it's folklore. It's folklore. It's a reason for those Pennsylvanians to party, is what it really is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Syracuse last night with a big win. I disagree with your comment that they're in the NIT. They're on the bubble. So they control their own destiny still here, I believe. Can you get Scott for a few minutes today? Is that possible? I think they're on the bubble, and they control their own destiny with wins. That was a good win. College basketball is also a roller coaster. Sometimes you do get a team in there that goes up, as Syracuse did, by 20 points or something? Mm-hmm. And they just plow through, and they never look back. That happens. But oftentimes, even the best teams are placed in a situation, Davey, and you know this to be true, where all of a sudden they get ahead and they let the other team come in.
Like Syracuse
halftime is a great opportunity for that to happen. The difference between this Syracuse team and previous Syracuse teams, I still say this, is this Syracuse team never would have put the brakes on, and Judah Mintz would have continued to be cold as he was in the first half. See, the difference is, what's his name was hot in the first half.
No, Chris Bell.
Bell was killing it in the first half.
Yeah,
and then
3-pointers.
And then after the halftime, he went cold. Judah Mintz was cold in the first half, but they had somebody to pick up the pieces and keep it going.
Yeah, but Kadar Copeland had a good game too. 25 points.
I'm just saying. I think this was a very good Syracuse win for a very young Syracuse team. That's just my take. And I'm not saying they're going to make the NCAA tournament, but I would bet that 5 or maybe 6 will come out of the ACC, and Syracuse is in the hunt. Other
than UNC, they've lost to every ranked team they've played.
Well, they shouldn't have lost to Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech has had their number.
Yeah,
yes.
You are right.
And so now they've got 4 more games of the regular season: Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, Louisville, and Clemson. Well, none of which are ranked, but if they win out, you never know.
That's my point. They control their own destiny here. Do you disagree with me?
No, they can.
No, I absolutely.
It's an uphill climb.
Agree with you.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Tonight, Utica Pioneers. I was looking. There are a lot of seats left, folks. A lot. I know it's a Wednesday night game. There are a lot of seats left for tonight's game, and a lot of good seats. You could be sitting in the front row. You're a part of that, by the way. A lot of seats in the front row. Well, maybe not front row, but second or third. Last night, we bought tickets, and they're inexpensive too. They're not.
Yeah.
What are they? $8?
Very reasonable.
$10, something like that. And so we ended up with row E.
Okay.
On the aisle. I like the aisle.
Yeah, it's nice. So
we got nice. Ended up with really good seats. So come on out to the game tonight. Get behind this team.
They need the support, and I think, as Heenan said yesterday, was it we talked to him? This team was, he didn't really have a lot of expectations.
His quote was, if you'd have told me a month or two ago that this team would be ranked second in the nation, I would tell you,
you're nuts.
You're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Never going to happen.
But they're doing, they had a good, strong end of the season. So
construction is beginning now on Rome Health's $45.7 million construction project.
I saw that.
That is underway. What else do we have? Did you see? This is interesting. This will really get Dave Olney catch his attention. NYPD is deploying drones for this year to drop flotation devices for drowning swimmers at their city beaches.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty. Listen, that's interesting because we're now to the point where research on this stuff is being done right up at Skydome at Griffiths. And we're learning that these things can be done. So basically, they'd go out with a flotation device. Somebody's flailing in the water, or worse than that, they're making their way, being drawn out by current. That happens. They can now send out a drone, and it'll drop a flotation device.
They could probably, with how precise the drivers of these or the operator of these drones can probably hover literally, right above them. It's not like you have to drop from a high.
You know when it's really going to get good
height.
And where we're going is
when the drone can rescue people.
When the drone can drop a line down.
Yeah.
Or something they can grab onto, and the drone can pick them up. Which we have the drones that are powerful enough to do that.
I know a drone ain't picking my butt up.
Well, you're going to lose the weight, and when you do, you'll be able to be picked up by a drone.
I hope so. That's my goal, really, is to be able to be rescued.
My wife and I found these really cool boots that are very comfortable. They're snow boots, but they're very comfortable, and you can wear them indoors. We bought the brand name is K-Greel, Kaegreel.
K-Greel?
Yeah. So they had all these great reviews, and we ordered them back before Christmas. And I got to tell you about these boots. I have no idea because I just got the confirmation they're being sent to us today. Turns out it's a Chinese company. This is why you got to be careful buying online. And even the reviews, when the reviews are 4.5 stars, you're thinking you've got yourself a... and why am I talking about this right now? Because I just got the notice that they've been shipped. It just popped in my email.
Yeah, so it's spelled Kaegreel.
Look at them. They're nice boots.
They're stylish.
Yeah, they're stylish.
Here's the problem.
I tend to be very, very stylish.
You're in the know. You're hip.
It's unbelievable.
The reviews are very deceiving.
Reviews are deceiving because
I bought my fiance a gift. It may have been my fault because I went back and looked at the reviews after it came in and didn't work. So,
well, it is what it is, right?
Bit of a mistake on my part.
Let's see. Can we do a little international news?
Yes.
As I got to say, something has got to give here with the House. They're going to spend the rest of the month in their districts, but this Johnson saying he's going to hold up the Speaker of the House saying he's going to hold up aid, and they're not even going to vote on it. This is something that was done bipartisan in the Senate. This is terrible, and it's terrible when it comes to Israel and Gaza. It's terrible when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. We have got to do something here, for God's sakes. UN Security Council took a vote yesterday on a resolution demanding that Gaza, there be a ceasefire in Gaza. Obviously, the U.S. opposed that. On the line right now with Fox News Radio's Jonathan Savage with an update. I'll get through this. I will. Jonathan Savage, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What do we know this morning? Obviously, the U.S. Voted no on this resolution.
Yeah, that's right. The U.S. was the only one of the 15 members of the UN Security Council to vote no, but as a permanent member, the U.S. has a veto, and that means the vote failed to pass. The Security Council resolution would have been legally binding. It demanded an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. But the United States Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield, she said in her speech that the resolution would negatively impact sensitive negotiations on a hostage deal, and that deal would also include a pause in fighting for at least 6 weeks. She believes that if that happens, there's a possibility of building a more enduring peace.
So the comments made seem to lead us to believe that they're making progress with those negotiations.
That would be what you would think. This has been on the table for some weeks now. It was a long-discussed deal put forward to Hamas by Egypt, Qatar, the U.S. and Israel involved as well. Hamas came back with their response, a response which, even the United States as well as Israel say is an unacceptable set of counter conditions that would involve Israel's withdrawal and Hamas really being allowed to continue. So if things are improving, if the negotiations are going forward, then they're not happening in public. We don't see exactly why this optimism exists.
When it comes, we were just talking prior to the to going to you on the funding. From the U.S. For Israel, for Ukraine. What's the rest of the world look like as we're sitting here politically struggling to get this done?
Yeah, in terms of funding for Ukraine, the European Union agreed a $60 billion package of funding. Recently, there was some talk that Hungary might be a bit of an awkward squad about it, but they were relented at the last minute and allowed this to go through. The UK has put forward its own package, other individual European countries as well. So within Europe, there is real resolution, there is real unity for the most part in supporting Ukraine against Russia, and there is concern about what's happening in the United States. They're saying, look, we're doing our bit now, but Ukraine needs U.S. support in order to defend itself against Russia, especially at this crucial stage of the war.
As always, Jonathan Savage, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it, and stay safe out there.
Thank you.
Thanks. Did you see the one of the actors, and it's hard to believe it's been this long. He was 75 years old. Paul D'Amato, the actor who played the captain of the Syracuse Bulldogs in the movie. He played the captain of the Syracuse Bulldogs, Davey, in the movie
The Express.
The Express. No.
Oh, no.
Sometimes I think, like speaking to someone who's foreign, if I speak louder, you'll understand what I'm saying.
The Syracuse Bulldogs.
Paul D'Amato, the actor who played the captain of the fictional Syracuse Bulldogs in the movie Blink, has died at the age of 75.
Wow.
In the movie Slapshot. D'Amato died on Monday after a 4-year battle with progressive supranuclear palsy, which is a rather rare brain disease. I'm placing a personal bounty on the head of Tim McCracken. He's the coach and chief punk on that Syracuse team. That's the famous line uttered by Paul Newman as Reggie Dunlop in Slapshot. It was about D'Amato's character, Tim Dr. Hook McCracken of the Bulldogs, setting up the movie's conclusion between Syracuse and the Charlestown Chiefs. Of course, much of that was also filmed right here at the Utica Memorial Auditorium at the time, the Adirondack Bank Center.
That is correct.
So he passes at the age of 75. I'm going to keep going?
Yeah.
You look nervous.
No.
Davey, what do you think of the story where this is kind of a cocky move where Juan Soto comes in wearing the shirt basically saying, I'm something special, I'm generational.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. It was on the back of the New
That
York
always
Post.
ages well.
Well, I mean, you're basically saying, look at me. I'm telling you I'm going to be something this year.
And he said he wants to be a Yankee for the rest of the time. He's going to let Scott Boras, his agent, talk with the Yankees. He's not going to let the extension distract him for the season.
All right. He does not want to be a distraction. Is that what you're saying?
He needs to be one of the key Yankees to come off and have a good season. Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, they need to step up.
Hamilton College's Common Ground program, which I love what they do over there with this, is hosting a live taping of WCNY's Ivory Tower coming up on next Wednesday, February 28th, in the Phileas Events Barn on Hamilton's campus. All Common Ground events, as you know, are free and open to the public. This will be the first installment of the public television station series Ivory Tower on the Road, which will be hosted at local colleges and universities. Ivory Tower is a weekly round-table discussion that focuses on news and events from the perspective of college professors, primarily from the fields of history, political science, and economics, and you can imagine that Luke Perry will be a part of that.
He is. He's featured prominently in this assortment of photos here.
What else did I want to hit you with this morning? We mentioned the Pioneers are playing tonight. Big. Get your tickets. You can go to the same place that you get your Comets tickets to purchase them online. Here's a question for you. And with yesterday, and I want to get to Andrew because I know you covered this yesterday. The opening of Utica's very first marijuana dispensary, seemed to go with a great deal of fanfare. And yeah, there was like ribbon cutting and everything. This is a legal business, the first one to open in Utica.
That's correct. And to answer questions we got on the app yesterday, both Mayor Michael Galimi and the Carrie Puleo of the chamber were there at the ribbon cutting to welcome in the business to downtown.
So Scientific American did a rather extensive piece on marijuana, the latest findings on cannabis and health. And I think a lot of this has to do with the scenario you're living in. If you're taking all sorts of serious drugs for emotional reasons or
pain.
Maybe pain because of who knows what, including maybe cancer treatments, that is undeniable. But as for people recreationally using marijuana, is it good for your health?
I used to think maybe it was, but I don't think so. If you're just using it for fun, and if you don't have any medical or medicinal purpose for it, I don't think so.
You don't think it's good for you?
Right.
Okay. So I can't imagine it's good for you, like eating an orange.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is it bad for you? Does it have any some negative effects?
Yeah.
And they're saying, for example, pregnant patients often say they had no idea there's any risk. Well, there's absolutely a risk if you're pregnant. You should not be smoking marijuana if you're pregnant. And isn't that kind of a given?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, there are other forms of it, right? Does drinking a THC seltzer or a drink or a gummy edible or some sort of other form that they have it in, is that bad for you?
One of the things they say that marijuana can do is short-term memory loss. Recent studies have linked marijuana to adverse health outcomes involving the lungs, heart, brain, and your gonads.
Oh, really?
And I just throw that in there.
Okay.
For example, heavy marijuana consumption seems to increase the risk of clogged arteries and heart failure, and it may impact male fertility. I wonder if that's because they get the munchies and want to just consume all this bad food.
Yeah, and then you become fat, and then your partner doesn't want to sleep with you.
Then you have clogged arteries.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Smoking weed, likewise, can lead to chronic bronchitis and other respiratory ailments, although, unlike tobacco, it has not been definitely tied to lung cancer.
Yeah, because I think where the difference is maybe is that all the carcinogens and toxins that are in cigarettes or in whatever they wrap it in or so coated in.
May not be in
It's not
in
the
marijuana.
same chemical, right.
Now, the Scientific American tried to do its best to show both sides of this story. And there's also there are benefits, according to this study. Many adults use marijuana responsibly for pleasure and relaxation. Unlike with, say, opioids, there's effectively zero risk of life-threatening overdose. Plus, people get addicted with tobacco way faster, according to an epidemiologist at Columbia University. Cannabis and its derivatives also may help alleviate pain, which is big if you're dealing with chronic pain. It may also decrease chemotherapy-induced nausea, calm epileptic seizures, ease the symptoms of multiple sclerosis, and serve as a sleep aid. Recent studies have hinted that the drug might slightly reduce opioid dependency rates. There's some evidence that weed users tend to be more empathetic, and researchers found that elderly mice get a mental boost from marijuana.
Interesting. Yeah, see, those are all medicinal purposes.
There are also some weird outcomes, they say, with marijuana. Some of the recent research into marijuana is more lighthearted. One study, for instance, found that, just like people, nematode worms dosed with cannabis get the munchies. So the munchies is another aspect of marijuana that has a side effect. A lot of it depends on, I guess, your circumstances and how it's being used. Look at Willie Nelson.
Yeah, look at how old he is.
He wouldn't be on the road again without
look at Snoop Dogg.
Marijuana. Although he gave up smoke.
No.
Wait a minute. That was the Solo Stove commercial.
Matt and Holland Patton, smoking anything is bad for you. However, eating it may be okay.
Okay. Let's see here. Do you know what they call crossing guards in England?
No.
Listen, as this American wife shows a picture of one of them to her British husband and actually finds out what they are called. I don't know why I'm playing this, but here it is.
I've been dating my British husband for 8 years, married for 2, and only today did I learn this. What is this person's job title?
A lollipop lady.
Lollipop lady.
Lollipop lady?
Yeah, that's what they're called. Lollipop lady.
The Lollipop Guild.
Apparently, there are no men as crossing guards in
I guess not.
in Great Britain.
No, there's still lollipop
ladies.
ladies.
This just scares the danger out of me, the life out of me. I can't even believe it when I think about it. A United flight to Boston had to be diverted when the wing started falling apart mid-flight.
Oh, boy.
Here's a passenger posting the damage on X as the flight landed in Denver.
We're just about to land in Denver with the wing coming apart on the plane. Came apart when we took off in San Francisco. And we're just about on the ground.
We were in a cab the other day. I think about that guy. He's on the plane. He's narrating the video. And there are people sitting next to him, behind him, in front of him, and they're watching him like, what is this guy doing? We were in a cab, and actually it was an Uber. And all of a sudden, every time the guy would put on his blinker,
yeah,
he would begin waving his arms as if he were conducting. It was very smooth, seemed really, really good, like Leonard Bernstein or something. And he was waving and conducting, and he would go on to the entire people are walking by, they're looking at him, he's waving and conducting as the blinker light, the signal light is clicking. What in the hell have we gotten ourselves into?
Yeah, maybe somebody who's not all there. And
I don't know. He was there enough to have an Escalade. I mean, it was a beautiful vehicle. But he's kind of waving in. I'm like, man, have we gotten into the wrong Uber?
Maybe he was a former,
Maybe he's practicing to be one.
Yeah.
Florida deputy saved a mother and her 2 children after a motorcycle slammed into their vehicle going 100 miles an hour. That includes a 6-month-old baby who had stopped breathing and needed CPR from the deputy to come back to life. Here's the baby's mother, Kaylee Foley, along with her grandmother, praising Sergeant Dave Musgrove and some of the officers' body cam recording during the actual accident and the rescue. Here we go.
The first thing he said to me, I said, I really hate all that recognition. I was doing my job. I said, too bad, buddy, you're getting it.
Hold on. Let me get you guys out of there. Is your baby okay? No, he's right there. I just heard him breathe. Come on.
He's our hero. He is. We will never repay him for what he did because what he did for us was life-changing.
Well, there you go. Isn't that amazing? What police officers, firefighters, EMT people do.
They're always ready to step up and save somebody. That's awesome.
Oh boy, are you looking here now that Hochul apparently saw the TV commercial?
Yeah, and she's not happy about it.
So me and Tim Reed did a TV commercial during the Super Bowl. You might not have seen it. Davey didn't see it. Davey was watching in Rome.
Yes.
It was on the Super Bowl broadcast out of Utica. Anyway, it involved a bit of an AI version of Kathy Hochul, who had a wonderful message. The message was, real men get tested for cancer. And I think in the middle of it, she said, yes, it's true, you caught me. I'm not real, but cancer is, and you should get tested because early detection can save lives. Well, now... what do you see that Hochul is in the middle of doing?
Banning AI.
She's looking to make it illegal to utilize AI. You think, the timing, there's no doubt in my mind, people are like, well, she probably never saw it. There is no doubt, and I've been told, I don't want to mention names, but I've been told it was viewed. Now, they didn't see it on TV. They saw it online.
Yeah, somebody saw it. Even if she didn't see
it. She saw it. And they said it was during breakfast, and she threw her orange juice at the computer screen. Just whipped it. It ruined the computer and everything. That's probably not true, but she has seen it. And now she's trying to pass further legislation. Already back in October of last year, she put a bill into law that made dissemination or publication of AI-created intimate images. She made that illegal. Fake porn, I guess, is what you're talking about here. But in this case now, she wants all...
Fake porn? I've never heard of such a thing.
AI-created intimate images. So really what it's targeting is the
somebody putting somebody you know's,
like the Taylor Swift thing.
Okay.
Remember they had pictures of Taylor Swift up on X, and it showed her in some very compromising positions, nudity, very real XXX type material.
It wasn't her,
and
obviously, but it was
not,
manufactured.
and it was not her; it was manufactured. But now she wants to make AI in general, basically the use of it. She wants to make that illegal.
So she doesn't care about men getting tested for cancer either,
apparently, she doesn't care. She does not care. Artificial intelligence comes to the world of beauty as an eyelash robot uses sharp tools to place fake lashes.
That seems like a great idea.
I guess I don't understand this story at all. Apple is announcing no longer should you put your phone, if it's dropped in the water, in a bowl of rice.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this?
An age-old remedy.
I don't understand why you would put it in rice anyway. Because your iPhone is waterproof.
So if you drop it in the water,
I've gone swimming with my phone. I've taken pictures underwater with my phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wow,
that's
That's
brave.
true.
You have a snorkel on and everything?
Do I have a snorkel? No.
Well, you said you were underwater.
Well, I don't use a snorkel when I necessarily. Well, if I'm going deep sea fishing or something, I would have to wear.
You said you
some
were
equipment.
underwater with it. I was just wondering if you had a snorkel on, or if you were swimming in the ocean or
I have
something.
a stinking pool, and you can take pictures underneath.
Yeah, I still don't. Water-resistant technology. I don't.
It's not perfect, I will tell you. And your phone, you got to shake it a little bit, and maybe it'll be acting a little weird. You don't want to go too deep.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to stay deep for too long. In fact, they don't even promote it to be waterproof, but it is.
Okay.
So you should be able to not have to worry about the whole rice thing. But Apple is now saying doing the rice thing is you've been told, you've dropped your phone in the water, put it in rice. The rice will soak up the water, and Apple is saying don't do this anymore. Did you see why?
No, I didn't know. I don't know why. I mean, it's a natural drying agent, so.
Hotel California is the third best-selling album of all time. And a trial over handwritten lyrics to that album's songs begins today. The three defendants, all well established in the collectibles world, are accused of scheming to stop Eagles co-founder Don Henley's efforts to reclaim the allegedly ill-gotten documents. Remember, this was a story we had maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where somebody found the original document where he was penning the lyrics.
He was writing them
to Hotel California. Don Henley. And he tried to get that stuff back. When they originally appeared in court, they were all in suits and cuffs. And of course, this is the song in question. You know the song.
Yeah, you know it.
While you discuss this whole thing and think about it, here is Glenn Fry breaking down the lyrics of Hotel California.
Warm smell of colitas rising up through the air.
Colitas is the top of the marijuana plant. The very tip is called little tails. That's colitas.
Did you know that?
I did not. No, I
Warm
do. You learn something
smell
new every day.
of colitas. I thought it was pronounced colitis, but it's colitas. Warm smell of colitas rising up in the air.
So they were smoking that
Look
bud.
Look ahead in the distance.
Smoking
I saw the simmering light. And then I've forgotten the lyrics from there.
Shimmering light.
Warm smell of colitas rising up through the air.
Colitas is the top of the marijuana plant. The very tip is called little tails. That's colitas. So it was our secret way of saying the guy was lighting up.
Her mind is differently twisted. She got the Mercedes-Benz.
She likes Rodeo Drive. She likes the nice things in life, the really nice things.
You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
We're prisoners of paradise, you know? I mean, how many Hollywood stars have tried to leave Hollywood, only to leave and come back?
You know, Glenn Fry is no longer with us, sadly. Yeah. A 15-year-old floored the American Idol judges with his Morgan Wallen cover.
Is this show still on the air?
Oh, my God. It's still on the air.
Is this the auditioning period?
Lionel Richie is one of the judges now. Man, it seems, and I could be wrong, it just seems like he's had massive work done to the face.
And well, of course. Hotel California, you know how it is.
15-year-old floored the American Idol judges with his Morgan Wallen cover of Cover Me Up. Here's Tristan Harper. See what you think performing for the judges last night.
Girl, leave your boots by the bed. We ain't leaving this room. Someone in medical help for the magnolias bloom.
I don't know what the hell she's singing.
He or she?
I don't know. Is that a he or a she?
I think it's a he.
Tristan Harper. Is Tristan I guess that's a male name.
And he's covering a male song. I guess it wouldn't matter if he's covering a male song.
It's such a, do you really wake up talking like that?
Well, I think he's almost impersonating the sound of some of these artists now.
I guess.
You know you're enough to use me for good.
They all loved it. They thought this was wonderful.
Is Luke Bryan still a host, a judge on that show?
Yeah, and Katy Perry just announced that she's not going to be returning after, I think, this season, so they're going to be looking for a new judge.
Okay.
And Seacrest, he's back in the fold.
He's always been there.
Oh, he's still there?
Yeah.
These shows are just, there's so many of them out there now. It's tough to keep following along. We were at a I believe France's, look it up, Fraunces restaurant in when we were in New York City over the weekend. It's in Lower Manhattan, way down to the tip.
Is that the type of restaurant, like the style of dining?
It's called France's, Faunces. Look it up. And we were there on Sunday, and my wife wanted to go there because it's the oldest restaurant. And I got to tell you, the prices were really good there. It is the oldest restaurant in New York.
It's a tavern?
France's Tavern.
Okay.
And it's a tavern and food. It is the oldest tavern / oldest restaurant in New York.
Oh, wow.
Dating back to 20 years, maybe before the Revolutionary War, I believe. What years it say there?
1762.
1762.
Wow.
So a little less than that, but 1762, and it claims proof that John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington used to all drink there. So my wife is thinking it's President's Day. A little bit of history. Let's go there. But my reason for telling this story is that on the menu, Saranac and Saranac sodas. Saranac root beer as well.
Which of the rooms did you stay in? I'm looking. There's the Independence Bar.
We were at the Independence Bar, and we were in the dining room.
It looks like there's the piano bar.
There's a piano bar upstairs. That was
the Talmadge room.
That was all sold out. I don't know which room we were in. We were in the main room when you walked in. Okay. But you could tell this thing was this was old. A lot of the, it seemed like there had not been a lot of updates. It seemed like much that was there had been kept from way, 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 way back in the 1700s.
That's pretty awesome.
It's not often in the United States we come across these buildings that are so old. But to be able to find that in places like New York and Boston, they are out there. And for President's Day, that's how we celebrated. Now,
I think that's appropriate.
Now, Saranac on the menu and Saranac root beer on the menu. I thought that was pretty darn cool. I'm sure Fred Matt gets sick of me texting him every time I go somewhere and I see Saranac on the menu, but I have no choice. I have to send him a picture of it.
That's awesome.
All right, I got a break. We have news coming right up. Next hour, former member of the Common Council in Utica wants to talk about this budget increase.
Gold just hit a new all-time high, and it could go much higher as people realize just how delicate our economy is. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I've spoken to many Americans who are deeply concerned about losing everything and not being able to do anything about it. This is why I'm thankful for physical gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. Because unlike digital and paper assets, gold is a true safe haven that all Americans should consider for their financial security. To find out more, text the word HEDGE to 989898. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. This is your chance to secure your IRA or 401k against the unpredictable nature of our economy. Text HEDGE to the number 989898 now to request your free info kit on gold IRAs.
On behalf of IBEW Local 43 Union Electricians and the NECA Contractors, we are pleased to partner with Alfred State University in providing our members with an opportunity to enhance their education at this great university.
Alfred State is proud to strengthen our long history of working with unions to create non-traditional pathways for career advances in the skilled trades.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
This year, unleash the musician in you with Big Apple Music. They're packed with new guitars, amps, drums, keyboards, and more. It's the latest, greatest music gear at the best prices. The Bolos family has been proudly serving Central New York since 1979, so they know music. Need a school instrument repair? Big Apple Music. Have a musical need? Then shop local at Big Apple Music in New Hartford. Come discover your rhythm with Big Apple Music. Find them on Facebook or check them out now at bigapplemusic.com.
I want to tell you about the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. You know, talking about Big Apple Music, how do you tie things together? Big Apple Music, where, you know, if you're a musician, you've walked through the doors several times at Big Apple Music. And right? And Dr. Shemaleski is a guitar player and singer and has played in bands. So he knows Big Apple Music really well as well. Pretty wild, right? How everything is connected in this area. Everything seems to be connected. Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and that means your body plays a role in your recovery. Your body plays a role in staying healthy. You can fill yourself with medicine, but you know there's always another pill to offset, right, the side effects. So if you could reduce the medicine, wouldn't that be great? Think about the Falcon Clinic. They're accepting new patients right now. If you're in need of a new family doctor, call 315-507-4751. WIBX Utica, Rome. It's 7 o'clock.
It's a form of Navalny. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Former President Trump likening his situation to the Russian opposition leader who died in prison Friday.
People thought that could happen, and it did happen, and it's a horrible thing. But it's happening in our country, too. We are turning into a communist country in many ways, and if you look at it, I'm the leading candidate. I got indicted. I never heard of being indicted before. I got indicted 4 times.
Fox's Laura Ingraham then asked him at a town hall in South Carolina if he'll put up the $400 million bond to appeal a judge's ruling in New York the Trump organization committed fraud.
Well, I have a lot of cash, but that doesn't mean he can take it. I mean, you know what he did? I think he looked at my cash and he said, well, we'll take all of his cash. This is all coming out of the White House.
New York State Attorney General Letitia James told ABC News if the former president does not pay the fine,
we will ask the judge to seize his assets.
And back to the Trump town hall. He also said this about Nikki Haley, refusing to drop out of the Republican White House race.
She's not working. She's here. She's down by 30, 35 points. And everybody knows her. You're not supposed to lose your home state.
The primary there is Saturday. House Republicans will question President Biden's brother James in private today in their impeachment inquiry, trying to tie the president to his family's overseas business dealings.
Meanwhile, Hunter Biden's lawyers are moving to dismiss his tax case in California after former FBI informant Alexander Smirnov was indicted for allegedly lying to investigators about Hunter and Joe Biden receiving $5 million each from a Ukrainian energy company. Smirnov is now also accused of having extensive ties to Russian intelligence.
That's Fox's Brooke Singman. 2 men are now charged with murder in the shooting that caused chaos last week at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade. Police say they pulled out guns during a fight, killing 1 person, injuring 22 others. America's listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time 7:03. I'm Andrew Dermenio. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Clear, sunny skies, 19 degrees. It's going to warm up. Your full weather forecast is on the way. A Utica man has been charged with felony drug possession following a police raid on Baker Avenue. Utica police said a search warrant was executed at 1910 Baker Ave on February 15th, leading to the seizure of quantities of heroin and fentanyl, along with $3,565 in cash. David Dickin, who is 63 years old, has been charged with 1 count of felony third-degree possession of a controlled substance and other charges. He is scheduled to appear in city court at a later date. A 51-year-old man is accused of stabbing another man in the hip after attempting to smoke crack cocaine with the man's wife. Utica police say Robert Lucchina of Utica attempted to smoke crack cocaine with his girlfriend at a residence on Steuben Street on February 3rd, with children present in the home. Police said the woman's husband got into an argument with them, and Lucchina stabbed the husband in the hip. Following an investigation, Lucchina was taken into custody on February 16th on 1 count each of second-degree assault and third-degree possession of a weapon. He is scheduled to appear at Utica City Court. Construction crews took advantage of the mild weather last week to start pouring concrete for the new addition to Rome Health. That's according to hospital officials. The $45.7 million project will build a 30,000-square-foot, 3-floor building on the north side of the hospital, which will feature new operating rooms and intensive care units. The first phase of construction is expected to last all year, with the project being completed in the summer of 2026. The Vernon-Verona Sherrill Central School District is proposing a $41.5 million facilities project, with the approval of the plan going before resident voters in March. New York State Building Aid is expected to pay $36.9 million, or 89% of the project costs, and the school district plans to contribute $1 million from funds saved through financial efficiency to lessen the local impact. That leaves just less than $3.6 million as the local contribution. And police in Lake Holly, Washington, say the man who crashed into a squad car and eventually ran down the road with a machete in one hand and a knife in the other was drunk. Officers finally arrested Chad Nyland after a crash, a car chase, and then a foot chase down Highway 53. Officers say Nyland hit a squad car, then sped away. At one point, they say he jumped out of the car and showed the officer a machete and his knife. Nyland is accused of then driving some more before he abandoned his car and started running down the highway. Nyland was taken to jail on a slew of charges, including his third OWI, I'm sure that's probably DWI, felony bail jumping, and disorderly conduct. It is 7:06. Your weather forecast is brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center for today. Milder and sunny once again for the afternoon. A high near 45. Tonight, not as cold, but there will be a few rain showers at times, a low near 35. Tomorrow, increasing clouds with light rain in the afternoon, a high near 45. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Sunny skies, 19 degrees. It is 7:07. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. The big game is tonight. It's the Utica University Men's Pioneers opening the quarterfinal round from the Adirondack Bank Center. They'll take on Nazareth, who they had an easy time with earlier in the season. Hopefully, they'll be able to make it third time a charm.
So they beat them 4-2 and 7-0.
That is correct.
But, you know, all it takes is one great performance by a team.
Yeah, so they need the local support. So get onto the website for Utica University Athletics. Buy your tickets or go to the Adirondack Bank Center box office and get those tickets so you can support the team. The college football playoff is officially expanding. The CFP Board of Managers unanimously approved a model that will guarantee the 5 highest-ranked conference champions inclusion in the expanded 12-team field this fall, along with the next 7 highest-ranked teams. The CFP intentionally won't refer to the group of 5 in its description of the format because there is a chance that a champion from one of the Power 4 conferences finishes ranked below the top champion from the American Athletic Conference, Conference USA, Mountain West, Sun Belt, or Mid-American Conference. This is good news for Syracuse football because with Fran Brown in, his successful recruiting thus far, having some really competitive players.
Yeah.
With this 12-team field, it is very possible that Syracuse could be in the hunt for a national championship. Now, it would be very difficult to compete with some of these SEC teams, but definitely they'll have a chance with this new playoff format. There was an arrest made as far as the shootings that happened during the KC Super Bowl parade. Police in Kansas City announcing murder charges in the parade. Jackson County prosecutor Gene Peters Baker said 2 adults in the shooting have been charged with second-degree murder and a host of other gun-related charges. And 1 person died. 22 were injured in that incident. Both have bonds of $1 million. In addition, 2 teens are facing gun-related charges, so it seems that gun violence not exclusive here to Utica. The Tampa Bay Rays have added a key player to their lineup. Who cares about that? But I do care about the Yankees looking into make another major addition. According to the New York Post, the Yankees have held a conversation with the Chicago White Sox about starting pitcher Dylan Cease. The White Sox were reportedly interested in acquiring top prospect Spencer Jones. The Bronx Bombers have also been linked to the free agent starters Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery. And finally, the Mets are hoping to lock up one of their young stars. According to Major League Baseball reporter Hector Gomez, catcher Francisco Alvarez is close to signing an extension with the Mets. SNY reported that while an extension would definitely make sense, there is nothing close right now. The 22-year-old is slated to earn $720,000 this season and is not due for arbitration until 2026. Also, Syracuse beating NC State 87-83. They've now won 2 of their last 3. They'll play Notre Dame on Saturday.
Coming up on March 10th, you have only about 18 days for this show. It's Johnny Cash Experience. This is going to be really cool. This will be a live band on stage plus video of Johnny Cash performing.
Wow, that's cool.
And you'll see original performances with a live band. With John. The band is going to be playing along. Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Scared the daylights out of me. Didn't know where that
where are those trumpets coming from?
Ring of fire.
Love is a burning thing.
Anyway, the band will be playing in the background while Johnny Cash is on the big screen, and it'll be a whole concert experience. Now, what I find very
I was
interesting,
wondering how they were doing. That's cool.
What I find very interesting about this show, and by the way, you go to Ticketmaster.com for ticket information or get details at the Stanley's website. What I find interesting is oftentimes if you go to a show, you go to see McCartney or Billy Joel or at the Dome, or you go to SPAC.
Yeah.
Don't you find yourself oftentimes watching the amazing screens now that these venues now have?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
If you're not close enough, you're looking from far away, and you don't want to pull out binoculars. So you find yourself looking at these high-definition screens, and you're watching the show on the screen, but you're hearing the audio, and you're there. It's kind of like the experience you're going to get at the Stanley.
Yeah, so almost as if he was there, and you just kind of
you're watching on the screen. Your seats, you don't have seats up close, so you're looking up on the screen. I saw Johnny Cash at the Stanley maybe 25 years ago. Maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember when he was here, but it was a great show. Anyway, this is going to be really cool. I can't wait to see it. It'll be March 10th at the Stanley, and later on in the hour, we're going to give you a chance to win tickets to the show.
I once went to a Green Bay Dallas game in Arlington, and AT&T Stadium has that massive screen, and where my seats were, I was just watching.
Watch it on the screen
most of the time, yeah.
The Dome has a really good center scoreboard now where it's got great video. And you find yourself watching, whether it's be the replay or watching the game from depending on where your seats are. Anyway, in a little bit, we'll give you a chance to win. Stand by for that. Also, Hobica's free money question of the day. Davey, this morning, what are you dabbling in here? What's the money looking like today?
1.
Back to $100.
Wow,
he has been
sitting
scolded. $100 from Hobica's. So we'll do the Johnny Cash thing and Hobica's free money question of the day coming up. It's 7:13 at WIBX.
Rev up your savings with Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. Picture yourself behind the wheel of the powerful 2024 Chevy Silverado. Enjoy financing as low as 2.9% for 72 months, or a rebate up to $6,000 on select models. Looking for adventure? Take a ride in the 2024 Trailblazer LS. Lease it for 3 years with 10,000 miles per year for only $329 a month. Don't miss out on these incredible offers at Steve Ponte Chevy. You are trusted family-owned and operated dealership. Stop by and see why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevy, or visit their complete inventory at stevepontechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive. For lease and financing offers, customers must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. Silverado offer on select models. Must have a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in. Lease must have current lease in household. All taxes, fees, and first payment due on delivery. See salesperson for details. Must take delivery by 2/29/2024.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement, with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune. Call now or you may forever lose your right to be awarded a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-214-8822. That's 800-214-8822. 800-214-8822.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Dog parents are loving Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend Premium Dog Food.
The way she acts and the way she moves, it's just so much better. And she's like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a freeze-dried raw food made with 0 artificial preservatives, so it's naturally shelf-stable with no mess, freezer, or fridge required. Plus, it's full of premium turkey, beef, salmon, and meat your dog will love.
We started with Nature's Blend. She's happy, she sleeps well, she's energetic. I am just delighted with this product.
When given the choice, Nature's Blend and Amazon's #1 bestseller in dry dog food, 29 out of 30 dogs chose Nature's Blend first.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of delicious beef liver treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
The Rome Capitol Theater presents the return of Cartoon Madness, today through Saturday. This year's theme character is Wile E. Coyote, who will be featured in many of the 12 classic Warner Brothers cartoons. Matinees run daily at 3 with an additional evening screening on Saturday at 7. Cartoon Madness all this week at the Rome Capitol Theater. For more information, visit RomeCapitol.com.
That's all, folks.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Henyon & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax tax-free municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon and Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Good morning, 7:19, and it is Wednesday morning. Coming up a little bit, we have a former Common Council member who wants to speak out on the tax increase in Utica. We'll get to that coming up. Hobica's free money question of the day. Ryan Noble's later on this morning. There's a lot to talk about. We'll do that in the 8 o'clock
hour. Who was just
hour.
on the Today Show?
He's all over the Today Show. And then I mentioned we have. I'm going to do a little Name That Tune. And give you a chance to name that tune.
All right.
To win Johnny Cash tickets, the Johnny Cash Experience. And just to give you an idea, just sing along to this. See if you can figure out where we're going with this.
I'm listening.
And you got to name the song. What is the song? What is this song? I hear the train a-comin'. It's coming around the bend. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. 'Cause I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. 'Cause I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Okay, clearly it's not the song.
Well, maybe it's just looping the intro.
Oh, did we loop this? Is that what we did?
I think you're looping away. I took it one piece at a time.
This old thing. Every song of Johnny Cash is like the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
I
like
took it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. It was a 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 71.
There it is, right there. You hear it. You know, I was going to come out here and do a song for you all here today, but I decided instead I'd just loop this over and over again.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
I went down, down, down. I've been everywhere, boy. I've been everywhere. I've been to Rome, Ilion, Utica, Snyler. I can't do it so fast. I don't know. A little tough doing it live. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Well, anyway. So the real question, though, is in order to win the contest...
What is that song?
What is it? The name of the contest, I'll give it a name right now. It's called What's This Loop From? What's This Loop From? Listen to it carefully. One for the money, two for the show, three to get rid of now. Go, cat, go, but don't you? Oh,
Step
no,
up my
it's not that one.
booty.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Crying all the time.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time.
Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and he ain't no friend of mine. Yeah, yeah.
Well, anyway, what do you
People
think?
hate this.
What do you think? We've amused ourselves. If only we were cocktailing right now, this wouldn't end. What do you think, Davey? What do you think of that?
Good.
Yeah.
You don't know what this. What do you think the loopy doopy is?
Any idea?
Ring of Fire.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down.
And those flames got higher.
I said, burn, 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 burn. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. That's not it.
Good. How are you, buddy?
That's not it.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody's talking.
Says his long lost friend in there.
If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? Saw Johnny Cash would do Freebird. Promise free as a free bird. Okay.
I walk the line.
I walk the line. I walk the line. One more. came in last night, 10:30. That baby of mine wouldn't let me in. I'm gonna move it on over. Gonna move it on over. Told me not to mess around. I'm gonna let that deal go down. Gonna move it on over. Gonna move it on over. That's right. Johnny Cash did everything like that.
You could do every song with that.
Go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Okay, enough of it. Sorry, I can't think of any more songs.
I could think of a ton, but
Oh, how we amuse ourselves. And just think, someday I'll be out of work.
Yeah, well, just
and this will be what they actually point to. And they'll be like, man, I think that bit went a little bit too long.
This will teach me not to have a guest in the beginning of the 7 o'clock
This
hour.
is what happens when Andrew doesn't book the first half hour. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Megan, I can't announce that that's what you're picking because I don't want to give it away, but that is not correct.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That is not correct. So the contest is coming up at the Stanley Theater on March 10th. Johnny Cash, the official concert experience, will be very, very cool. And tickets are on sale right now. We have a pair of tickets to give away coming up in about 15 minutes. We'll get to that. I'm trying to think of some other songs. I'm going to stay away from it. The real without us singing, we shouldn't sing here. Just listen to this loop. There's a loop here, and name the song. Listen to the loop. Let me tell you. I'm going to just tell you one thing, Andrew. If I started singing the real song, you'd be like, "Oh my God, that's it." Just so you know, we haven't sung the correct song as of yet.
Oh, really?
We have not. Otherwise, you'd be giving it away.
Or would we? Greeley Ford. Keep your day gigs.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, Greeley, but we're probably not doing that well.
No, we're trying to get rid of it.
So you got to name it. You got to name it. What's the song? What is the song? What is the song?
What's the loop?
Go Bob Joe, we gotta go. We go Mayo. Problem is, it doesn't change key, right? That's the problem. All right. Well, anyway, we'll do that in a few minutes,
and you'll win the tickets to that awesome experience.
I have tickets to give away. We'll do it in a few minutes. Let's see. What else do I? I'm almost time to needing to take a break here. The
but
Democratic,
you've kind of varied the lead on our next guest, though. You say
I'm not saying who it is. Don't even get into it. It's coming up. The United County Democratic Committee has announced their lineup of endorsements for this year.
I saw that.
And, this is a very, obviously it's a big year because this is a presidential year, so you get a lot of people out to the polls. According to the the Sentinel, the United County Democratic Committee met to endorse candidates for various races to be held in the county this year. After consideration, the committee has announced its endorsements for the upcoming cycle. Marianne Buttonshaw has been endorsed for the 119th.
Is she going to be opposed? Is she opposed yet? I'd imagine that maybe what's his name there may make another.
As of right now, she is not. She is not opposed.
Well, what's his name? Who's the guy that runs every year?
In the 122nd Assembly District, covering parts of Oneida, Otsego, Madison, and Herkimer counties, the committee has endorsed Adrienne Martini.
Okay.
Let's see if there's any others that reach your interest. State Senate 53rd. The committee has endorsed James Myers.
And that's after his opponent has left the race. He had a primary challenger.
After careful consideration and thorough discussion, the United County Democratic Committee overwhelmingly voted to not endorse any candidate running for the 22nd Congressional District seat. As it stands, the redistricting situation is very fluid. The committee wants more information before making its endorsement.
Interesting.
You can endorse somebody, but you have no idea who's going to, right?
Yeah.
You would have no idea who's going to be the candidate right now. It's terrible. We're waiting to hear what's going to end up coming out of this whole thing.
Signatures will begin soon, too, right?
I believe April. Yeah. So it's
right around the corner.
It still has to be done, and they got to move. Do you know this is out of the Syracuse Post-Standard today? 5 of the snowiest places in the United States are located where?
In New York.
In New York State.
Of course.
These would be major cities. Winter has felt more like eternally leafless spring this year, and often snow-free upstate New York. However, the last couple of weeks for us here has been somewhat snowy and cooler. However, if you go to the east, there's no snow on the ground at all. Anyway, they tallied up the 28 or 30 of the most snowy places in New York State. Rochester and Syracuse are among the. I'm not in New York State, but all over the country. Rochester and Syracuse are among the top.
They're actually in the top 5, I think.
Onondaga County was ranked, and the county as a whole was ranked 18th snowiest. And I do not see Oneida County here on the list, but I know it's on the list. Broome County, number 22. Albany, 30. And Monroe County, number 48. We're probably somewhere near Onondaga County.
I'm shocked that Buffalo isn't ahead of Syracuse or Rochester because
Syracuse traditionally usually has more snow than Buffalo, but not this year. That has not happened this year. Of course, you have Tug Hill, which is the place where an enormous amount of snow tends to fall. But we're talking about more about cities than we are. What's that, Davey?
Oh, I just wanted to say something with Andrew when you guys were talking about the Oneida County Democratic.
Okay,
he said,
all right.
Asking about Mary Ann having anybody running against her.
Yeah.
The past has been John Zelensky was the name he was thinking
Thank
about.
you.
Zelensky,
Yes.
yeah.
Right,
yeah. And as of right now, I do not believe that he has announced that he's going to run. He's busy with Brandon Williams' campaign.
He's on that?
He's chief of staff for Brandon Williams, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, got a break. It's 7:30. Coming up, Hobica's free money question of the day. Andrew with a quick update on the news. Then we'll give you a chance to win some Johnny Cash Experience tickets. Do you know what the loop is? Are you familiar with this loop? What song is this? Any idea? If you think you know
the road
what it is,
again. I just can't wait to get on that road again.
that might work. If you have any idea, this is a loop. What's the loop? What's the song? We'll get to it coming up. We'll get to it coming up. It's 7:31 at WIBX.
You've put off getting a new bed. You really want a new bed. Let's be honest, you probably need a new bed. Kevin Fear from Mattress Express, and I have the answer for you for the new year. Any purchase in the store, $1,500 or more, qualify and sign up and get up to 60 months to pay with no money down. Don't give us a nickel. You heard me right, up to 60 months to pay, no money down. That includes our full lineup of massage chairs. And, yes, it includes Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instinct Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. You can get pre-qualified at mattressexpressny.com. Look for the 15-second Express Credit app. Stop into any store. No appointment necessary. We'd be happy to qualify you in store. And you can call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. See store for details.
25 miles per day. That's how much the average New Yorker drives. Did you know you could drive that on electric power alone without an EV? Kia's groundbreaking plug-in hybrid technology allows you to drive over 30 miles on an electric charge. And then it switches over to a fuel-efficient hybrid engine that runs on gas. Just plug your PHEV into a normal outlet at night. No need to spend thousands on upgrading your electrical service. And this cutting-edge technology is backed by Kia's industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Choose from the 2024 Kia Niro, Sportage SUV, or 3-row Sorento, all available in plug-in hybrid, and make more than 90% of your driving electric without the challenges of an EV. Choose from over 400 new Kias at Destination Kia of Utica. Now that's cookie.
So go cookie for Kia at Destination Kia. Puppies and babies not included. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details. DOT statistics. Kia January to December 2023 sales report.
The Rome Capitol Theater presents the return of Cartoon Madness, today through Saturday. This year's theme character is Wile E. Coyote, who will be featured in many of the 12 classic Warner Brothers cartoons. Matinees run daily at 3 with an additional evening screening on Saturday at 7. Cartoon Madness all this week at the Rome Capitol Theater. For more information, visit RomeCapitol.com.
That's all, folks.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
The IBEW Local 43 and the National Electrical Contractors Association have been a part of Central New York for over 100 years. The IBEW state-of-the-art training facility offers classroom instruction as well as everyday on-the-job construction training. From the Carrier Dome to our local hospitals, malls, schools, and city buildings, Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 will continue to help light, power, and grow our community.
IBEW Nika.
Hey, River Hills Properties is ready for springtime. You know it's just around the corner. In fact, I'm told petitions, February 27th. So it is not April. I thought it was being delayed because of the congressional mess.
People are actively...
I believe so. According to the information I'm getting right now, is February 27th.
Wow.
But spring is just around the corner, and you may be thinking about selling your home. And Andrew asked the question from River Hills, how much is your home worth? You may be really, really surprised to find out. And maybe it's time to downsize. Could be the perfect opportunity for you right now. River Hills does more. River Hills agents do more. Your listing agent is with you every step of the process, almost as if you have your very own assistant from the beginning all the way until the end.
That's a good way of looking at it.
And you know every time your house is shown, your listing agent is there to make sure the lights are on, everything is ready to go, everything's ready to be shown, and you're putting your best foot forward. Why wouldn't you list with River Hills? River Hills Properties with offices in Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Let me take Kathy with a question or two here. Hello, Kathy. Good morning.
Good morning to everybody. I have to tell you, I was listening to the National Farm Channel yesterday, and they were saying that for our area, 2016 was just like the way it's been right now.
Oh, okay.
And I'm also wondering, I understand about Utica having a big tax increase. What's going to happen here in Rome now that we have a new mayor? You kind of worry.
Well,
I know your taxes are already pretty hefty.
Yeah, I think that the difference is you have a mayor who I feel Jackie Izzo was very responsible when it came to doing what needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel the same thing happened in Utica. But we'll find out, though, won't we?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good day.
You have a good day, too.
You, too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kathy. Have a wonderful day.
There she goes.
I was going to maybe give her theme music.
Yeah. What would be a good Kathy song? I went to Michigan State. I saw that basketball game. Tom Izzo said to me, go away.
Go away, go away.
And then I went to Saratoga.
Okay, coming up in a second, do you know the song title? We're going to give you a chance to get in on it. Along with Hobica's free money question of the day, which will be worth $100 here this morning. So Johnny Cash and Hobica Cash all coming up. And Andrew has the news. Or do you want to, let's just do forecast, the forecast as to where we are. It's going to warm up today. We're looking at temperatures that are going to warm up. Yesterday it was frigid cold, a cool start today, but here's what they're saying, according to meteorologist Craig Flint.
Your forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Sunny skies today with highs in the upper 30s, Bill. Mostly clear overnight. Lows in the mid. This is the yesterday's forecast. What am I freaking doing? Sunny with highs in the mid-40s today.
Mid-40s today. Mid-40s today. Mid-40s
Partly
tomorrow.
cloudy overnight with a 28 as the low, and then a chance of rain tomorrow with highs in the mid-40s as well.
A little bit of a peek forward.
Can't do it.
It will turn from rain to snow late Friday, and a high on Saturday of only 20 degrees before we warm back up into the mid-40s on Sunday. So a little bit up and down, but if you look at the forecast into next week, we see temperatures going back up into the 50s next week. All right, let's do Habaika's free money question of the day, and then we'll take a shot at the Johnny Cash song. Davey, you're looking for caller number 3, is that right?
Right.
Amazing how I would know that. Third caller through the lines right now, 315-736-0186. And do you know the Johnny Cash song? We'll give you a chance to win with that coming up as well. Caller 3 right now. Chance to win cash from Habaika and WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture's Flex Steel Big Game Sale is going on now, but only for a limited time. Hurry in for discounts up to 15% off select sofas, recliners, occasional pieces, and leather furniture. With hundreds of designer fabrics to choose from, your new piece is guaranteed to have the look you want. Stop dreaming and start creating the home of your dreams with quality, long-lasting Flex Steel furniture from Adirondack Home Furniture. Beauty and comfort is made to last with Flex Steel's exclusive lifetime warranty blue steel spring seating. Stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and save up to 15% during their big game sale. Visit their Flex Steel gallery for the best selection of Flex Steel furniture on sale. The best value and top quality furniture for your home is at Adirondack Home Furniture. You don't want to miss out on the Flex Steel big game sale at Adirondack Home Furniture. Hurry in, sale ends soon. Located at the former Riverside Mall, Horatio Street, Utica.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Well, you wonder why I always
celebrate the Man in Black and his greatest song.
I fell into a burning
Johnny Cash, live on screen.
of a sleeping city sidewalk.
Experience his legendary voice with a live band and singers.
Coming down.
Sunday, March 10th, 7 p.m., presented by Broadway Utica at the Stanley Theater. For tickets, visit BroadwayUtica.org.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back with 24/7 support to make sure everything goes right. Confirming with the restaurant, guiding drivers when they need delivery instructions, making sure the food arrives on time and is ordered. But if there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. Because food for work has to work, and we're right here to make sure it does. 100,000 restaurants, one platform. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, coming up in studio, a former Common Council member in Utica who wants to speak out on the tax increase in Utica coming up. Mike is in Schuyler first, however, and is going to take a shot at Habaika's free money question of the day. And good morning, Michael. Good morning.
Good morning.
You ready here?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay. Do you have any idea what that Johnny Cash song is?
The one you were playing earlier?
Yeah.
The one it sounded, I don't know, but I've been everywhere or something. It's not that one, right?
Well, it wouldn't. I mean, you can't tell because it's a loop. It's one
loop, right?
It's one piece of the chord progression, so it doesn't it doesn't go all the way. But it makes it.
Now the other day when you asked that one about the popular one, it's funny because I was thinking,
what was the most?
Fire.
What song was the biggest crossover hit?
Yeah.
For Johnny Cash, and that was.
A Boy Named Sue.
A Boy Named Sue, yeah.
A Boy Named Sue. And I was thinking Ring of Fire, but I'm thinking, wait a minute. And maybe it wasn't. And then, but as soon as that guy gets the other thing, I thought, that's right, Boy Named Sue.
If you know, by the way, the Johnny Cash song, call right now, 315-736-0186. We'll take some guesses here. All right, you'll have 7 seconds. You know how this contest works, right?
Yes.
7 seconds. And here is your question.
Okay.
Mike. I actually include your name in the question. This is so exciting.
It's like you knew he was calling in. Or something.
Mike, please release me and tell me Arnold George Dorsey's stage name. Ready, go.
Oh, my God.
It's obvious. It seems obvious.
Mike, please release me and tell me Arnold George Dorsey's stage name.
Tom Dorsey?
No.
Johnny Cash.
It is not Johnny Cash. Please release me, let me go.
Oh my God.
See?
Engelbert Humperdinck.
So I sing you to sleep after the Engelbert Humperdinck. Yep, that was it. That was it, Engelbert Humperdinck. His real name was Arnold George Dorsey. I wonder why he changed his name. We're going to give you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card, $25 good at Aquavino Babes. Could be at the hockey game tonight, Pioneers playing Nazareth. Tickets still available. Get your tickets now and come to the game tonight, 7 p.m. 72 Tavern and Grill. You could start there. Taylor and the Cook or any of the concession stands at the Adirondack Bank Center. All right, good stuff. Okay. Stand by, Mike. Dave's going to hook you up. Okay. You probably can bring in the guest if you wanted to do that now.
I don't believe they are.
Okay.
Here yet.
Let me go to Tony first, who took the first shot at the loop. What's the loop? Hello, Tony. Good morning.
Yes, hello. Good morning.
Okay, I'm going to play it one more time and allow people to hear the loop. This is one portion of a chord progression in a Johnny Cash song, and it is looped. Almost as if they're walking him on stage. Okay, what's the song?
Get Rhythm.
Come on. Come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. That is not it, but that's a good guess.
That's not the name of that song?
That is not. That's a good guess,
though.
Good guess.
Wow.
All
okay,
right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Tony. That was a very good guess, but it is not it. Here's Mark with a shot at it. What do you think, Mark? What is it?
I was thinking it was Jackson, the one he did with his wife, June Carter Cash.
We're going to Jackson.
We're going to Jackson.
We're going to Jackson. No. Yeah. Love that song. We did a song parody of that a while back called... it was a Jim Brock song parody called "We're Going to Faxton."
I remember that one.
I don't care if they closed it down. We're going to Faxton. That is not it. Good guess though, Kevin. Thank you. Good guess. I'm sorry. Okay. Good guess, Mark. Thank you. And Kevin is over here. Hi, Kevin. Good morning. What do you think?
Well, my girlfriend thinks it's Folsom Prison Blues.
Folsom Prison Blues.
Folsom. Yeah.
It is unfortunately not. Good guess.
Oh.
Good guess. Okay. Rich. Hello, Rich. Good morning.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Good morning. Oh, I thought it was Get Rhythm. I guess that was the wrong answer.
Do you want to take another shot? Anything else?
No, I don't know what it is. Then.
Okay.
I thought it was Get Rhythm.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I could play the beginning of the very beginning of the song, See if that would help people out. Let me let Phil try first. Hi, Phil. What do you think?
How about Folsom Prison Blues?
It is not Folsom Prison Blues. Good guess, though. Good guess.
All righty.
Thank you. I hear the train a-coming. Here's the beginning of the song. Listen carefully to the very beginning. I hope I'm doing this right. To the very beginning of the song. Listen carefully. Yep, I am. Here it is. Did you hear that? It's kind of got a little.
You're giving a hint here.
Prelude to the open. Here we go. Listen. One more time. Yeah, somebody's going to get it now. Hi, Rich. You know the answer, don't you?
Sure.
What is it?
Hey, Porter.
It is absolutely right. Hey, Porter. Winning. Yeah, that's it. That's absolutely it.
Congratulations.
Hey, Porter. Hey, Porter. How much longer you gonna live? And then it changes the key there. So
yeah,
that
I
is
saw Johnny Cash in either 1966 or 67 at the Utica Auditorium.
Wow, that had to be amazing back then. So
it was.
Here's a little piece of it.
You tell me the time. How much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line?
Sorry, the other.
Okay.
The loop is playing as well. Oh, don't go away. We have tickets for you for this show. All right.
Yeah, it's not just a guessing game for
That's
fun
right.
here.
Stand by. Davey's going to take care of you. Yes. This is a show coming up on March 10th at the Stanley Theater. It's awesome because it uses technology. It has a live band on stage playing along with video of Johnny Cash. It's going to be really, really cool. And it's tickets available now, March 10th at the Stanley Theater. So stand by. Nice job, Rich. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, cool. He nailed it. He completely nailed it, right?
Yeah, he did.
So what you do find interesting out of all of this is how many of the Johnny Cash songs have that kind of it's like making a like a mother sauce if you're cooking French food.
Right. You start with a good base and then you
Porter, Hey, Porter, what time did you say? How much longer will it be till I can see the light of day? When we hit Dixie, will you tell that engineer to ring his bell and ask everybody that ain't asleep to stand right up and yell?
Yeah, there it is. Love Johnny Cash. And Johnny Cash became very popular with a younger crowd as the years went on towards the end. Julie, Engelbert Humperdinck was a composer, right? He stole that name from a dead 1800s opera composer. I did not know that. Thank you. Julie is a
wealth of information.
Well, she's a music teacher. She is a music teacher. And then Joe says, I just heard on Casey's Top 40, he changed his name to get more attention. His career was stale until he changed his name. All right. All right, let me switch gears. In the studio right now is Celeste Friend, a former member of the Common Council, former mayoral candidate, and here she is. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Glad to have you,
Thank you.
In here this morning. And I know you wanted to pipe in on this. What are we at? 16.5%?
16.5% property tax increase in the mayor's proposed budget.
What do you think?
I think that's too high. I think that's going to be a real burden on taxpayers. It's an enormous increase at once. It reflects the fact that he's taking the budget from $80 million a year to $87 million a year. That's a really big increase in a budget over a one-year period. So I think it's much too big. I think it's going to place a real burden on a lot. Excuse me.
I'll let you do that. Yeah, go ahead.
Property owners.
Right.
And it's also going to place a real burden on tenants. So let's not forget that landlords will then have to raise rent.
Sure.
We're already in a housing crisis in this city. Rent is already too damn high, as they say. And I think that this is going to force rents up. And I just don't see why he would need to create such a big budget in his very first year in office.
Well,
any mayor wants a lot of money to work with. I get that. I certainly would have. Any mayor would want a lot of money to work with, to play with. But this is going to be a burden.
He claims that is not what he is doing. That just based on the legacy funds, that expenses that every city and municipality has to deal with, retirements are up, benefits are up, all of the contributions that the city of Utica needs to make, and that we were simply just drawing off the fund balance, and the fund balance is now down to a place where it can't go much lower, or it's going to affect the credit rating. So how do you fix that? You have to have more revenue. He's saying he's not doing this for luxury purposes. He's saying he's doing it for critical survival purposes for the city.
So first of all, we've only drawn down off the general fund balance this one time so far once. We had a deficit last year, $1.5 million.
Well, but I do think
the
surplus and all that stuff, they were still drawing off the fund balance. Don't you feel? Or you're saying they were not drawing off the fund balance?
I'm always prepared to be corrected.
There's a borrow from Peter to pay Paul problem you have. And somebody used a great analogy that you can say, hey, I just got a new credit card. It has a $10,000 balance, a credit balance, not balance, but it has a
limit,
$10,000 in credit. So I now have a $10,000 surplus, but I really don't because I'm borrowing that money.
I think that's a bad analogy, though. This is actual money in the bank that belongs to the taxpayers. And like you said, there is actually an upper limit to that. Several years ago, Binghamton got into trouble because they allowed their general fund balance to get too high, and the state actually came in and forced them to spend some of it down or to return it to the taxpayers, which is crazy, right? Why weren't they spending it on big capital investments, right? So I think you're absolutely right. The general fund balance is important. It drives our credit rating, et cetera. But as far as revenues goes, part of what's really curious about this budget is that it very much I apologize.
Davey, get her some
water or something.
No. Mucinex. Get her some Mucinex. That stuff works wonders.
Yes.
One of the things that's very curious about this budget is that Mayor Galimi is underestimating revenue from other sources. So one of the things that we're always doing in a city budget is balancing the burden on the taxpayers, right, of the property owners, with other sources of revenue. For example, as of yesterday, we have a licensed dispensary, Exit 31 at the corner of Hopper and Genesee. That is going to generate tax revenues for the city. Nowhere is that reflected in this budget.
Yeah, but how? That's not going to. I think what the
that could add up to 1%. So Schenectady is estimating a $300,000. Schenectady is smaller than us. They are estimating. I looked at the Schenectady budget. They are estimating $300,000 in revenues for next year. $300,000 is the equivalent of a 1% tax decrease. So if he had simply said, yeah, okay, let's assume that we're going to bring in $300,000 from the excise tax on cannabis, then you can drop and that's just one example. There are, I believe he's underestimating sales tax revenue in general. Bill Morehouse said as much at a public E&A meeting. And Mr. Galimi, Mayor Galimi, sort of said, yeah, I might very well be, and that'll be great because then we'll get a surplus.
Right.
And so I think you have to balance.
But don't you think there's a safety issue here that you have to be you can't. I mean,
you can't just rely because
you can't hope this away, and right?
There's no way of predicting how much revenue is going to come from the
actually you can't predict perfectly, but you actually can hire experts who make those kind of projections. And this budget was put together without the expert advice of a CPA, of a budget director. Mr. Galimi did it himself. You actually can. You look at past sales tax and you make projections. It's what all cities do. And he is projecting that sales tax is going to start leveling off. I don't know what the evidence for that is.
I think what he told us is that we have not made the revenue that was projected off sales tax.
I'm not sure that that's true. I'd have to look at those numbers, and we won't know until the end of March, really, for the full year. But we're about to have that hockey, that big women's international hockey tournament. That's going to generate, just that 10 days alone is going to generate enormous sales tax.
Don't you think that the ARPA funding could have been used creatively?
I would have used it differently.
Yeah.
I certainly would have used it differently. I would have wanted to use more of it for long-term infrastructure projects. So I'm very tired of seeing streetlights ready to fall over. I'm tired of seeing the signage in the city is so poor.
I want to bring up Wayne's argument every day. His argument is he looks down into the sewer hole and you see collapsed sewers. Right. And every time it rains heavily or there's drainage from snow, it overflows there.
Right. Absolutely. And those kind of flooding problems are ones that I'm very familiar with in South Utica, and the flooding both from the Sequoia Creek, but most importantly, the flooding across the city from an aging sewer drain system. Absolutely. I would have used the ARPA money differently. Yes.
What number, now keep in mind what happens here is the mayor will come in with a 16.5% recommendation. Then the Common Council will come in and chop away a little bit, and they'll usually bring it down, right?
Right, correct. So now it is on the Common Council and the Democratic majority on the Common Council to do what they can to bring to bring the budget increase down. And they can do that in a number of ways. They can increase the projections about sales tax revenues and the excise tax on the cannabis, et cetera. And they can also simply cut expenses in various departments. And they have to do that one ordinance at a time.
Where do you cut, though? It seems like Utica has been cut pretty severely.
Yeah, well, every single non-union employee in the city just got a raise. Maybe that's something that we could have stepped in over a 3-year period.
Most of my concern here is that this is... It's not like you're going to take that raise back.
Well, it's in the new budget, so it hasn't happened yet.
All right.
They haven't gotten it yet. It's being proposed. So most of my concern is that this is too much too quickly. I would have wanted a 3-year plan for how to get how to get property tax where they need to be, how to get the city budget where it needs to be, how to accurately predict and project
if I could,
tax revenue.
A 16% tax increase that is being talked about is
$20 a month. On
average, is not as bad as it seems.
Well, it's not school and it's not county. It's just the city.
It's only city, correct. But I do think that this is going to hit some people hard. It's going to hit some people not hard. So the mayor has said all it adds up to for his family is if going out to dinner a little bit less often. Well, the mayor makes $105,000 a year. That's a lot more money than most people in the city make.
Well, he pays more than and probably he pays more money in property taxes than those people who don't make anything close to that.
His are going up, I think, double.
Yeah.
His tax increase is
his
double.
assessment is higher.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Let me have you hold, because when you come back.
And I won't get rid of the frog in my throat.
Outside after news, right after news, I want you to tell me what number you would be comfortable with. So hold that thought. Coming up next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
A warning to former President Trump. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. From New York's Attorney General, after a judge ordered him to pay a $355 million fine in a Trump Organization fraud ruling, Letitia James tells ABC News.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court.
Like seizing his assets. The former president tells Fox's Laura Ingraham.
It is a form of Navalny. It is a form of communism or fascism.
Likening himself, as he also faces 4 looming criminal trials, to the Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, who died at a prison Friday.
They're trying to damage me so they can win another election.
Oh, he said that at a Fox town hall in South Carolina, where Nikki Haley said earlier in the day she will not drop out of the race ahead of Saturday's Republican primary.
She just can't get herself to get out. She's doing poorly in the polls. Look, if she was doing well, I'd understand it. But she's doing very poorly.
Now, President Biden will be in California focused on his re-election campaign with a second day of big money fundraisers. The president's brother, James, will be behind closed doors. House Republicans will question him privately in their Biden impeachment inquiry, probing the family's overseas business dealings.
A good portion of Wednesday's interview with James Biden is expected to focus on the Republicans' allegations that a series of loans between the brothers were part of a tangled web of payments that ultimately constituted a bribery scheme.
Fox's Kevin Corke, a former FBI informant indicted for lying about Biden business transactions. Alexander Smirnoff is now accused of having ties to Russian intelligence. An 11-year-old Texas girl missing since last week, found dead in a river. A family friend who lived near her will soon be charged.
We believe the appropriate arrest warrant is going to be for capital murder in the death of Audrey Cunningham.
Polk County DA Shelley Sitton. 2 men are charged with murder in Kansas City, blamed for the shooting at last week's Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade that left 1 person dead, 22 injured. America's listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95 and comes with our Feel Better or Your Money Back guarantee. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 8:03. I'm Andrew Dominio. Right now, we're at 21 degrees under sunny skies. It will continue to warm up into the lower 40s today. Your full forecast in minutes. A 51-year-old man is accused of stabbing another man in the hip after attempting to smoke crack cocaine with the man's wife. Police said Robert Lucchina of Utica attempted to smoke crack cocaine with his girlfriend at a residence on Steuben Street on February 3rd with children present. Police said the woman's husband got into an argument with them, and Lucchina stabbed the husband in the hip. Following an investigation, Lucchina was taken into custody on February 16th on 1 count each of second-degree assault and third-degree possession of a weapon, both felonies. He is scheduled to appear in Utica City Court. A Utica man has been charged with felony drug possession following a police raid on Baker Avenue. Utica police say a search warrant was executed at 1910 Baker Ave on February 15th, leading to the seizure of quantities of heroin and fentanyl, along with over $3,500 in cash. Baker Avenue is located in South Utica near Memorial Parkway. 63-year-old David Dickin is charged with 1 count of felony third-degree possession of a controlled substance and other charges. He's scheduled to also appear in Utica City Court. Construction crews took advantage of the mild weather last week to start pouring concrete for the new addition to Rome Health. That's according to hospital officials. The $45.7 million project will build a 30,000-square-foot, 3-floor building on the north side of the hospital that will feature new operating rooms and intensive care units. The first phase of construction is expected to last all year, with the project being completed in the summer of 2026. Meanwhile, the VVS Central School District is proposing a $41.5 million facilities project, with the approval of the plan going before resident voters in March. New York State Building Aid is expected to pay $36.9 million, or 89% of the project cost. The school district plans to contribute $1 million from funds saved through financial efficiency. That leaves just $3.6 million as the local contribution. For a $100,000 full value home, the average taxpayer impact is expected to be $1,754 a year for resident taxpayers. And the Florida Senate is expected to take up a social media ban for kids bill Wednesday. The measure would prohibit anyone under the age of 16 from creating an account and require platforms to delete existing profiles run by minors. It was revamped by lawmakers last week to specify which platforms are being targeted. Governor Ron DeSantis has not publicly supported the legislation, saying it's, quote, to be determined, end quote, whether he will sign it. If it passes the state legislature, the current session is set to wrap up early next month. It is 8:06. Your weather forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center for today. Milder and sunny once again for the afternoon. A high near 45. Tonight, not as cold, but there will be a few rain showers at times, a low near 35. Tomorrow, increasing clouds with light rain in the afternoon. A high near 45. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
21 degrees under sunny skies. It's 8:07. Sports brought to you by IBEW Local 43 Contractors. The big game is tonight, where Utica University will kick off the quarterfinal round of the UCHC quarterfinals, as I said. It's the Adirondack Bank Center, 7 p.m. They'll take on Nazareth, who they've won twice against this year. Hopefully they'll make it a third, but we need the public to support them. So get out and get your tickets at the Adirondack Bank Center box office. New York Yankees could be looking to make another major addition. According to the New York Post, the Yanks have had conversations with Chicago White Sox about starting pitcher Dylan Cease. The Sox were reportedly interested in acquiring top prospect Spencer Jones. The Bronx Bombers have also been linked to free agent starters Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery, so they're really trying to bolster that starting rotation. The Mets are hoping to lock up one of their young stars. According to MLB reporter Hector Gomez, catcher Francisco Alvarez is close to signing an extension with the Mets. SNY reported that while an extension, quote, would definitely make sense, end quote, there is nothing close right now. The 22-year-old is slated to earn $720,000 this season and is not due for arbitration until 2026. Syracuse has won 2 of the last 3 after an 87-83 victory at NC State. The Orange improved to 17-10. They'll host Notre Dame Saturday at noon. Bill, I've gone from, I've said this before, I'm not talking about my appearance, although it may be true. I've gone from an 8 to a 2. I'm talking about my pain level in my foot and ankle. And it's all because of Dr. Tim Delmedico at Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. And any type of pain that you're experiencing, whether it be, let's say, neuropathy, plantar fasciitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, TMJ, and more, this treatment works. I'm telling you, it works because I've experienced it. I started with severe pain in my ankle and foot after, believe it or not, yes, I ran a half marathon a few weeks back, and I had some pain in my foot and ankle, and after 4 treatments, the pain is already almost gone, and I've got 2 left. It boasts an outstanding 90% success rate. This technology, developed in Germany, has come to Utica, and it uses high-speed sound waves that stimulate blood flow and stem cells to the affected area, which promote natural healing. So if you've exhausted all other options in pursuit of relief, call Revive Softwave Therapy. Do not let pain dictate your life anymore when there is a solution available. Skip the pills, skip the injections. Those only mask the pain and can make things worse. This is found to heal the problem naturally. Reach out to Dr. Tim Delmedico at 315-725-8427. 315-725-8427. You can also visit reviveutica.com. Check out the videos, the testimonials. Utica's own Rob Esch, also a patient of Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street, and he swears by it. You can see his video as well at reviveutica.com. Reclaim a life free from debilitating pain and take that step towards a pain-free future today.
All right, in studio right now is Celeste Friend. She, of course, ran for mayor and a former council member. She's piping in on the 16.5% proposal, tax increase, property tax increase proposal for the city of Utica. You had made a couple of comments, and this is Reed Kinderman. Reed says, no locality should be incorporating cannabis revenue into the projected budget at this time. It's too new of a program, so we don't know what revenues are going to look like. It's severely regulated, which could dampen revenues, and actually has. The states of Colorado and California have seen an increase in black market sales due to overregulation, so it stands to reason that New York could do the same. And the state's Office of Cannabis Management is being poorly run and dragging its feet, so who knows whether businesses will be able to run properly enough to generate significant revenues. I have somebody else here piping in, and then we'll let you get your take here on everything. This is from Brian. Where were you? Where was everyone in the last election? I don't remember this topic ever being discussed. So do you want to start with the cannabis?
Sure. So, I mean, I think that might be a reason to be conservative and careful about how much we project of the excise tax from cannabis sales. But the idea that we shouldn't anticipate any excise tax from cannabis sales because it's new, I think that that's going too far. I think that, was that Riley?
Reed.
So, I mean, I think that Reed's clearly thinking carefully about this and has a smart analysis, but I wouldn't go all the way to say, therefore, we shouldn't project any revenues from that at all.
Then the second was, why wasn't there more talk about this? Why weren't there any incremental tax increases to prevent this from happening?
I have on the floor of the council with previous budgets said this is dangerous. When year after year after year, Mayor Palmieri refused to raise taxes and the council refused to sort of step in and raise taxes, I said that this was very dangerous. I have gone on the public record as saying this is exactly, if you never raise taxes, then eventually you're going to have to raise taxes a lot, and that's going to really hurt the taxpayers. So I did publicly say that with regards to prior budgets when I was still on the council. I completely agree.
How
with
does
that.
so the process works? The mayor makes his proposal, then the common council will then review it.
So the mayor
possibly rework it,
Right.
and they get the final say, right?
So the mayor proposes a budget and sends it to E&A, the Board of Estimate and Apportionment. They then have the opportunity to make changes, and then they can vote it down in theory or pass it along to the council. So Mayor Galimi himself made some changes to his own proposed budget at last week's E&A meeting, and then then they voted for it. I believe that there were 4 yeses and 1 no. And then it goes on to the council. And now the council has until March 20th to vote on it. So they can pass a number of ordinances which will adjust it. So if they pass those and they adjust it, they can either increase revenue, they can decrease expenses. Then they will vote on it by March 20th. And if it passes with 5 votes, mayor has the opportunity to veto that. But if it passes with 6 votes, then he could veto it if he wants. But a 6 vote is veto proof.
All right, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
We just have
the majority is how many Democrats are on the council right now?
There are 5 Democrats on the council
okay.
right now.
All right.
There was just a few more comments here. So you want to overspend your budget, not knowing if you're going to get revenue in. That's what Palmieri did, and that's what happened. And then this person also commented.
That's cut.
That's actually not what happened. What Palmieri did was cut, not raise taxes, but keep expenses really low. Didn't fill positions, for example, so that he had surplus after surplus after surplus. So it's important to keep in mind in terms of the bigger picture that when Mayor Palmieri came in, there was a negative 15,000 general fund balance. We were borrowing junk bonds in order to make payroll. He left office with over 10, and depending on we haven't seen all the final audits yet.
What's the real surplus?
But somewhere around 14 million. Some people would say now as low as 10. So somewhere in there. So actually, Mayor Palmieri had surplus after surplus after surplus.
Joe is asking, why didn't you hold a press conference talking about this during your campaign?
Well, we were out in public a lot during the campaign, and I have to say, I am surprised that no one asked this kind of question about property tax increases at the multiple forums. Nobody asked Mr. Galimi or Mr. Cardillo or myself.
Well, we kept being told that there was this major surplus, that money was growing on trees.
Right. And I suppose, in hindsight, I could have, it's hard, right, to be in front of people who you want to vote for you and to say, hey, I'm going to increase your taxes.
Were you as duped as the public?
About?
In terms of thinking everything was sound? And
no, I knew that we needed to raise taxes.
Okay,
you can't, look, especially with the inflation that we've borne recently, you can't never raise taxes and expect to not have to cut services. That's the balancing act. So I was very worried that having never raised taxes for the 4 years in a row or even 5 years in a row that we didn't raise taxes was going to be a problem.
But who wants to be the person to come in and say,
and stand up in front of voters?
I'm running for mayor and I'm going to raise your taxes.
Right. That's a hard thing to do. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Andrew, comments?
No, that's all I got.
Where do you feel the number should be?
I think it needs to be under 10%.
Under 10.
Yeah. I mean, we could sit here all day and we could pour through the budget. There's a large property next to PJ Green's, which the city has a contract to sell it to MMRI, Masonic Medical Research Institute, for $150,000. Right there, that's 0.5% tax increase. So, and these things can add up. There's a lot of potential revenue coming in that Mayor Galimi is not taking account of.
Okay. Your plans for the future? Obviously, you're staying active.
I'm staying active. I ran for mayor because I love this city, and I'm sure that there are people who would be happy to watch me crawl under a rock. I shall not. I'm here. I love the city, and I'm going to continue to do things that I think further the interests of the city, which means being vocal. and speaking my mind and things like that. I have lots of things in the works. I will let you know as they develop. I do still teach at SUNY Poly.
I did not ask you this question before because it was very fresh. The wound was fresh. But are you surprised that you didn't get the support that you thought you were going to get? And so this would be kind of a two-parter. And it does seem that the fear-mongering that was campaigned against you, that stay away from her, she's going down she's going to take Utica down a far left, liberal, dangerous road. That seemed to work.
It did seem to work, and I do wish that I had pushed back against it more forcefully during the campaign. I was always sort of caught between wanting to push back and also not wanting to come across, I can't use the word on the air, but, not come across as the B word, right? So if you push back too hard against your critics,
You feel that's a woman? That's a woman thing?
I think that's a gender thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but I do wish that I had pushed back more forcefully against the claims that I'm a socialist. I let Josh Harrington go on the air and lie about me, just lie about my plans with regards to the police department and to say that I'm a socialist, et cetera. And I do wish that I had pushed back against that more forcefully. And I think it's ironic that now we have a Republican mayor who is growing the budget from $80 million to $87 million, wants a bigger, more flush government, and wants to tax property owners in order to get that big government. That's and I'm the one who didn't win the election in part because I was branded as a socialist. There's an irony there that.
All right, you'll come back. You'll come back.
Absolutely.
Isn't it ironic? Is that a song?
Don't you think?
Don't you think?
I think it is. Thank you, Celeste Friend.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. Thanks for continuing to let me chime in on these issues.
It's 8:19 at WIBX.
You know the old saying, look with your eyes, not with your hands. Well, that does not apply at New York Sash.
Scott and Jill here again, inviting you to visit our Idea and Design Center showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. It's a great chance for you to not just see, but also touch and feel all of our windows and doors, siding, and bath products.
Most companies are going to force you to make a major, important remodeling decision by looking at itty-bitty, teeny-weeny photos on a website or in a catalog.
But this is your home, for crying out loud. It's important to get it right. So come in and take a look with your eyes and with your hands.
Heck, you can even smell it if you want.
Drop by our showroom from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or Saturdays from 9 to 1 at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Call New York Sash now and get 15% off windows, doors, or bathrooms, or online at NewYorkSash.com. That's NewYorkSash.com.
This year, unleash the musician in you with Big Apple Music. They're packed with new guitars, amps, drums, keyboards, and more. It's the latest, greatest music gear at the best prices. The Bolos family has been proudly serving Central New York since 1979, so they know music. Need a school instrument repair? Big Apple Music. Have a musical need? Then shop local at Big Apple Music in New Hartford. Come discover your rhythm with Big Apple Music. Find them on Facebook or check them out now at bigapplemusic.com.
The Rome Capitol Theater presents the return of Cartoon Madness, today through Saturday. This year's theme character is Wile E. Coyote, who will be featured in many of the 12 classic Warner Brothers cartoons. Matinees run daily at 3 with an additional evening screening on Saturday at 7. Cartoon Madness all this week at the Rome Capitol Theater. For more information, visit RomeCapitol.com.
That's all, folks.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203. Online at CordellCordell.com.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Well, you wonder why I always...
Celebrate the Man in Black and his greatest song.
I fell into a burning...
Johnny Cash, live on screen.
Of a sleeping city sidewalk.
Experience his legendary voice with a live band and singers.
Coming down.
Sunday, March 10th, 7 p.m., presented by Broadway Utica at the Stanley Theater. For tickets, visit BroadwayUtica.org.
Hey, and Sarah's Flooring Outlet is ready for you. If you need flooring in your home, they have the largest inventory in all of Central New York. And, you can go to a store that sells everything, or you can go to a store that specializes in flooring, and that's in Sarah's. Sal and his crew know flooring. Everything from carpeting to tile to hardwoods to Pergo Extreme. You name it, they have it, and they have all different styles. You can get something unique from your home that not everybody else has. It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. Check them out. Largest inventory you're going to find. You can get a $50 off coupon on their website, shop online or in the store, and 6 months interest-free financing right now. See why more people buy from the big store. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online at in Sarah. I just can't get through this. This is terrible. Let me start over. Sal is probably like, what is he doing over there?
What is wrong with him?
He fall down and hit his head on my flooring. It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. 6 months interest-free financing right now. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, or online at insarahsflooringoutlet.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, in studio right now is Heather Evans with the American Heart Association, and we're getting ready. Let's start by saying there's still time to form teams and to get involved in America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk.
That's a great place to start.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
We had a goal of 2,000 participants. We are over 1,000, so we are more than halfway there. It is growing very steadily over the past couple of weeks.
Nice.
And I'm just thrilled to see how many people are really rallying around both this cause, but also as a community event to bring people together and kind of cure cabin fever a little bit.
Yeah. Well, in years past, I remember from the Heart Run and Walk weekend, it was cold or snowy, and we got feet of snow. But it looks like, at least projecting long term, it's going to be
look at 50s.
Yes,
pretty nice.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, misery loves company when the weather's crappy, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
but
right.
if it's beautiful out, I think we're going to see people come out in droves. Everyone's excited that it's back at the original course. The people on Heartbreak Hill are thrilled that they're going to have all these individuals from the community marching together. I think it's really going to be wonderful. And the 18-miler is back, too.
That's awesome. And the Health Expo.
The Health Expo,
As
yes.
well, yeah.
People are very excited about the Health Expo. It's something that I think they missed in the past couple of years because it was somewhat abbreviated or abridged. And now that it's back, a lot of people do look forward to that as kind of their yearly check-in. One of the things at the Heart Association we talk about a lot is knowing one's own numbers, particularly with blood pressure as an indicator of stroke risk. This is a great place to go get your blood pressure checked.
Yeah.
We've done plenty
all
of
sorts of stuff too.
All sorts of testing over there. So, it is important, right, to talk to your doctor and screening. I'm always talking about cancer screening, but really, this type of screening, you might have high blood pressure, and the reason they call it a silent killer is because you might not know that you have it.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And, you mentioned cancer screenings, which obviously are very important, but I would be remiss in not mentioning February is America's Go Red Month, which is to primarily focus on women with heart disease because that is the number one killer of women more than all the cancers combined. So really getting those blood pressure screenings, making sure you're taking care of your diet as best you can, getting activity, keeping an eye on your cholesterol, communicating with your physician, very, very important.
That cholesterol, too. There about a quarter of Americans, maybe a little more than that, have high cholesterol levels.
Yes, and, in large part, it's genetics, right? But we have to control the controllables. And I think that's the take-home message, and do the things that you can do to take care of yourself, follow those proven paradigms to help make sure that you are reducing your risk as much as possible because we all have family members and friends who care about us, who want us around for as long as possible.
Yeah, and think about that. I mean, just the connection of, you may have had a relative whose life was unfortunately cut short because of heart disease. You could go to the expo and make sure that you're keeping on track of that doesn't happen to you. But then you can also get on a team and walk in remembrance of that person.
Right,
so.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of teams that are in remembrance of and also in honor of people. So we're not just talking about people that we've lost, but also people that are surviving and thriving.
Right.
And I think that's really magical how that brings people together.
There is one of the commercials that's running on TV right now. 1 in 7 male adults in the United States currently smoking.
Unbelievable still,
it's
right?
Still a big number. And in addition to that, people do not make the connection between that and heart disease.
Correct.
You think lung cancer.
Right.
But heart disease as well.
Right. And I think that that's just a continuing education. And that's why having something like this expo is a great opportunity to share information and get people having those conversations. I think it's kind of fallen by the wayside. The anti-smoking campaigns aren't as strong as they used to be. We're also, as one of our primary foci at the Heart Association is vaping too and reducing that. We're seeing a huge increase in that in middle schoolers even, which is
that's
so
crazy
to me as a parent of, middle schoolers.
So 1 in 7 males smoke, 1 in 9 females, 1 in 9 high school students. That number is much lower than it used to be, but still is too high.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of people smoking when I went through high school. It was kind of the thing to do. I don't know where these kids get the money for it. Cigarettes are so expensive. I would love that disposable income in my pocket.
Yep.
I would do something much better with it, I think.
Right.
But I do think it's important that we're having those conversations as parents, as loved ones, as community members, and modeling that behavior, right? Kids do what they see. And what they think is cool, and let's figure out a different thing that's cool. I think this is a cool thing to do. I will highlight, and I don't want to play favorites with any teams, but I happened to be at my son's basketball game last night. He plays for the New Hartford Spartans, and they have a big team that has rallied around Spartans for Vincent is the name of the team, and it's a young man who passed away back in December. And the school has had an incredible outpouring of support from students, including doing a half-court fundraiser last night at the game. And I think modeling that sort of behavior of coming together as a community is a much more positive atmosphere than having a cigarette by the gate on your way out at dismissal.
Can you pull up the calculator in your phone?
Yes, I can.
And then I'm going to throw you my numbers and my theory. We'll see where it gets me and what your opinion is on it. Okay. So, average person should get how many hours of sleep a night?
8.
8 to 10.
8 to 10. Let's say it's 8.
Okay.
So, I like to trim 3 hours off that.
So 5 hours.
Now, so that's 3 hours savings right there. 7 days a week. That's 21 hours a week. I've almost gained a day. And then multiply that by 52 weeks in the year.
1,092.
Okay, multiply that by, 10 years.
Mm-hmm. That's 10,920. I'm sad
is this
to
all
say I needed a calculator.
Is this all hours?
That's okay. I'm impressed even
hours.
with the calculator.
Divide that by 24.
455.
And divide that by So that's 450. I've gained a year, for God's sakes, or
That's
more.
Right.
But you say, no, I haven't, because I'm going to die early.
Yeah, right.
Well, how are you using that year that you've gained?
That's a good question.
Deep dives, rabbit holes.
I was going to say prepping healthy meals, going for a walk, or getting lost in a
That's a good
YouTube
point.
rabbit hole, right?
That's a good point.
So I think there is something to be said for that. I'm a big believer in kind of moderation and doing what works best
Well,
for
the
you.
reality, as you get older, it seems like when you're young, you need the sleep. There comes that certain point where you reach your invincible years, and you probably don't. But then as you get older, sleep becomes a little more enjoyable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it makes a difference the kind of mattress you have too.
I guess
right?
it does, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
It really
just
does.
how inviting that bed is. I say I'm still treasuring my sleep, but I'm an early bird, so I like to get up and I do like to get
Yeah.
active in the morning. When possible. I think it's a great way to start the day for me, but you got to
Everybody's
find it
different,
where it works for you. Yeah.
And sometimes just a little 25-minute, 30-minute nap during the day isn't going to kill you.
That's right.
It's actually good for you.
A lot of famous people swear by naps who are famous minds.
But sleep is a big part of your health.
It is a big part
Yeah.
of your health. You think about sleep, nutrition, activity as being three things that you can control.
Yeah.
And so they're fairly easy to control too, for large part. Like I'm sure you guys are going to do jumping jacks between guests today, right? Just to get the blood flowing.
Always do it.
Yeah. I thought I saw push-ups being done earlier.
I
So
do it. I put a graphic up so people can't see us.
You're right.
Yeah,
right.
right.
Yeah, just for privacy.
Struggle,
yes.
but if you're watching on YouTube, you see it all the time. Yeah, you're right. Just keeping active and
finding those little ways to do
Yeah,
it. I don't think it has to be like this big thing that you have to bite off every day, because that seems insurmountable to people.
Right,
so
right.
start small. A lot of people now have their smartwatches or their Fitbits or whatever. They can count their steps. Just look for those incremental increases. And one of the ways you can get those steps is at the walk.
I do have to say,
that's a good point.
I did 6 months ago. I did the stress test. Some sort of they put the AKG on you, and there was some sort of a slight abnormality, which they said is probably nothing.
Yes. I love when they say probably nothing.
Probably nothing, but you should check it out. So I did. I got to tell you, if you've not had the stress test yet, have you ever done it?
I have.
It's not about, well, I'm in shape, it's not going to really affect me.
Right.
They put you to your brink.
Yes, they do.
And you will feel it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
And the question now, they have you all wired up to determine how your heart and how your body is reacting to it, but you will feel it.
It's good to get that checkup, though.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
it gives you a little bit of peace of mind, too, because you hear something like probably normal or probably okay. That probably is always a scary word to me. But then you get that checkup and you say, okay, now I know where I'm at.
You feel
and where
better.
I need to go from here, right?
Yeah.
And if there is something that you can address it, and if there isn't something, you say, great, let me keep on living.
I felt good that I passed my test. I don't know how in the hell I did it, but I passed.
Did you hang it up
You
on
cheated.
your refrigerator
You
like
cheated.
your report card?
No, I just came home and told my wife, and she said, "You're lying." I'm like, "No, I'm not lying. This is true." It was a big deal. So,
Yes,
all right,
absolutely.
again, next week.
Yes.
We're already there next week.
March
Friday,
1st and
Saturday.
2nd. Yeah. Same, traditional expo center at the Clark Athletic Center at Utica University. It goes from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We do have the treadmill challenge back this year, which people love. That's stacked from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Or I'm
Love
sorry,
that
6.
event.
Yeah, that's fun. My 2 sons are going to be participating in
Nice.
it, which will be a lot of fun, and a lot of other people that we'll know from the community. And then the walk is on Saturday, and God willing, the weather is great.
It looks so far, it looks pretty good, and so we'll be doing the radiothon, which is how all of this started. Beginning at 6 a.m. on Friday morning. So
we appreciate you guys coming, and it is a
excited.
wonderful part of the legacy to continue.
Well, we really appreciate it, Heather. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys very
Again,
much.
go to the website. It's the easiest way to sign up.
Yes, www.uticaheartrunwalk.org.
Good stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
835 WIBX.
You work hard for a living here in the Mohawk Valley. You make a difference. You leave your mark. You deserve a financial advisor who works hard for you.
Local, prudent, and trustworthy. Van Meter & Van Meter are your full-service financial professionals. I'm Chris Van Meter, and I've spent my life helping people with financial planning, investing for the future, managing their wealth, planning their taxes, thinking about their legacy.
And I'm Dave Van Meter. Our team offers you the deep bench of financial professionals you deserve. We have the education, the experience, and the tools to make a difference for your future. Visit us at VanMeterLLC.com.
We're Van Meter & Van Meter. Call us at 315-823-9200 or visit us in Little Falls, Schuyler, or Palatine Bridge.
Securities and advisory services offered through Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated, a registered investment advisor and member FINRA SIPC. Van Meter & Van Meter LLC and Cattery Grant & Company Incorporated are separate entities.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journeys. Nokian tires, all-weather tires, are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow. Just like you, Nokian tires' all-weather products are built for adventure in all conditions. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. When you purchase 4 Nokian tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free in the month of February at Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit our stores in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tolmanstire.com.
It's All Seasons Outfitters store-wide clearance sale. Find huge savings on your favorite brands. North Face, Champion, and select work boots 50% off. Outdoor games and baseball 50% off. Save 30% on winter boots and hunting apparel. 25% on workwear and hikers. You won't want to miss it. The savings are on at All Seasons Outfitters. See more on their Facebook page and allseasonsoutfitter.com. Your store for every season is All Seasons Outfitters.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
You got a dead body, Inspector.
I may be able to help with that.
This winter, all your favourite detectives are streaming on BritBox. Don't miss exclusive new seasons of Death in Paradise.
There must be something we've missed.
Vera.
It wasn't an accident, was it, love?
Father Brown.
What did he look like?
And more. Once you start investigating, you won't want to stop.
We're done when I say we're done.
Stream your favourite detectives. Only on BritBox. Start a free trial at BritBox.com.
Gold just hit a new all-time high, and it could go much higher as people realize just how delicate our economy is. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I've spoken to many Americans who are deeply concerned about losing everything and not being able to do anything about it. This is why I'm thankful for physical gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. Because unlike digital and paper assets, gold is a true haven that all Americans should consider for their financial security. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 989898. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. This is your chance to secure your IRA or 401k against the unpredictable nature of our economy. Text safeguard to the number 989898 now to request your free info kit on gold IRAs.
Hey, I want to tell you about the New York Sash Dream Bath Sale. It's going on right now where you can save big on the bath project of your dreams. What I love about the bath projects that are done through New York Sash is they use your existing bathtub and can create a walk-in shower, safety showers, replace the bathtub. You can get the entire room redone, and there's a very good chance it's done in a day to a day and a half to 2 days. If you, as you know, really try to do this yourself or hire a contractor, you could be into this for a month or even longer. 2 days, you have a brand new bathroom. That's huge. And right now, with the Dream Bath Sale, get $1,205 off the bath remodeling system with New York Sash. And there's financing as well. You could pay as little as $136 a month for a brand new bathroom. So they have in-house financing for you as well. Reach out today, New York Sash. They're, of course, located on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. on Saturday, but weekdays, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. So they're open right now. Go to NewYorkSash.com or call them at 315-624-7344. New York Sash and the bathroom remodel, the Dream Bath Sale, the bath of your dreams for $1,205 off right now.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. You know, the Daylight Donuts coffee is just at its purest, black coffee is Seattle's best. It is such a good coffee. And your drive-through, it's in and out. You're on your way. Very fast drive-through. From coffee to espressos, lattes, iced coffee, breakfast sandwiches, bagels. Their donuts are made fresh there every single morning, and they are just to die for. Yep. Check it out. Daylight Donuts. Even bring a box of coffee to your workplace. Daylight Donuts in the village of New Hartford. And coming up, we'll talk to Ryan Nobles from NBC, who you said has been all over TV.
Yeah, I mean, he was on Today's Show just this morning.
Tonight at the Adirondack Bank Center, 7 p.m., Utica Pioneers take on the Nazareth, whatever the hell they are.
Who cares what they are?
They play Nazareth, and it's in the quarterfinals. They get here. They go through into the semifinals. That would be Saturday night at the Adirondack Bank Center. And then if they were to win again, the finals will be held here in Utica next Saturday night at the Adirondack Bank Center. So you can check that all out. Interesting story here out of, this would be a Fox News story, and I don't know the full details. It's out of Indiana. But a Catholic couple in Indiana is asking the Supreme Court to hold the state accountable for keeping their child out of their home after they declined to use his chosen name and pronouns. So this must be, first of all, it must have been a fun life, because you have the kid here saying, I don't want to be known as the name you gave me anymore. I want to be
blank.
And then the parents are like, no, you're this name, and you're going to be this. So right off the bat, that must be a fun dynamic in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Most parents, despite everything, would hopefully try to be somewhat sensitive to whatever the kids' wants or requests are. But I just find it interesting what it must be like in that house with the parents saying, no, Bobby, come on over here. My name's not Bobby anymore. I'm Bobanina. Your name is Bobby. Now shut up. No, I think I'm a she, not a he. You're a he. Now shut up and get to the dinner table. So
in this house you are.
We are not going to refer to you as that. Whereas other scenarios are, the kid comes to the parents and says, a lot of times I think kids struggle even talking to their parents about this. The kid comes to the parent and says, I feel that I identify, I don't feel like a boy, I feel like more like a girl. And I think in most cases, parents, first of all, find me a parent that would wish for such a thing on their kid, because chances are they're going to be picked on in school.
Yeah.
That does happen. But, I mean, most parents, I think, are open-minded enough where they would work with their child, because at some point that child is going to be an adult and they're going to be able to make up their own mind, right?
Right. You would think, yeah. Well, at some point, yes, they will.
I'll never forget the time that Andrew came to me and said, I want to be referred to as a female from now on. Remember that? Remember that time?
I remember when Bill slammed the door in my face.
Slammed the door in my
told
face.
Me he
and
hated
said,
me.
Get the hell out. You are not a he, you are a she, or whatever. Anyway, at some point, I'm trying to find out how old the kid is. But at some point, the kid must have reported his or her parents, and ultimately, or maybe reported it at school being mandated reporters, It ended up getting reported. I can't seem to find how old the kid is. It says in 2021, Indiana officials began investigating the Coxes after a report found that they were not referring to their child by his preferred gender identity. So it must have been a female who identified as male. Right? Removing the teen from, it's a teenager. Listen, I know where everybody wants to be on this, but I'm not necessarily probably going to be in the same place.
I don't have children, so
but Andrew, if you had a sister or brother that came to you and said, I don't feel like I know I was born a boy and I feel more like a girl, would you abandon that?
No,
you would not. You're a caring human being.
Yeah.
And whether it be, even if your religion might be telling you something different, would you abandon the kid?
No, I'd say snap out of it.
Snap out of it, you piece of garbage. Just like we did with Rudolph. All right?
You're not a boy.
You got a red nose. You're a little weird. You're not going to play in any more reindeer games. Now, you get out of here.
I wanted to be a girl.
I want to be a dentist. Here's Ryan Nobles to join in on the conversation. Hello, Ryan. Oh, he's getting in his car.
Yes.
Hello, Ryan.
Ryan. Good morning.
He's hooking up his Bluetooth. He now has feedback.
Ryan, I wanted to be on the phone.
I wanted to be a dentist. Hello, Ryan Nobles. Okay. Baby, what the hell's going on? He's apparently has a flat tire. He's taking the spare out of the trunk. There's the jack.
Yep.
And in a moment, he's going to be cranking it up and changing the tire.
Doesn't get frustrated and cuss or something.
Do you think you can call him back, Davey? Hello, Ryan. Good morning. Davey, what do you think?
I heard Ryan Nobles.
Why don't you pick him up?
Should have been on the phone.
Okay.
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 And we're back.
Until just 2 seconds ago.
And we're back. Hello, Ryan. Good morning.
Hi, Bill. Sounds like some technical difficulties there. My apologies.
Well, is it a flat tire? It sounds like it's a flat tire.
What, did the phone fall? I dropped the phone.
Oh, the phone.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
I was also going through security at the Capitol. So.
Okay, well, that can't be easy.
I know. We just saw you outside the Capitol on the Today Show. Nice tie.
Yeah.
Nice
so
tie.
the story we're talking about is this family in Indiana where their teenager came to them and said, I want to I identify not as a girl, but I identify as a boy. And the parents, Mary and Jeremy, told the kid that I'm sorry, but God created human beings and he created you as you are, and we refuse to refer to you as a boy, nor will we refer to you as the name you've chosen. That's got to be a fun household to live in, don't you think?
What a wonderful topic for you to broach with me, an area of which I have no expertise or.
I understand. I
was just insight.
It's the story we're in the. It's the story we're in the middle of, and I all I can tell you is, I know people are going to argue back and forth about this story. I just probably am not going to be the one that's arguing on the same side. I just feel like, especially this kid's a teenager. For God's sakes, what are you doing? At some point, you want to have a relationship with your kid, no matter which way they decide to grow up.
Well, I think the thing I would say about this as a parent of a teenager is that you gotta give kids a little bit of space to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of confusion around gender right now and what that means, and you know, the word identify gets thrown around a lot. And I think a lot of times kids just have a lot of stuff swirling around in their heads. And I'm by no means an expert in this. We mess up all the time, but I think that the more space you can give a kid to kind of figure out their stuff without allowing them to get hurt, the better off you're going to be in the long run. But it's not an easy conversation or a topic.
No, I know.
to be faced with that for
sure.
Yeah,
I mean, no one in the world would want that for their kid. You know what it's like. We all went to school. We know what it's like. It doesn't change that much. It can be an awful place where kids are picking on you. And but at the end of the day, you would hope that home is a place with your parents where you can feel comfortable and talk these things out and not end up in the middle of a situation where the state removes the kid from the house and now is basically taking over on the affairs of the kid per request, most likely, from the kid. I'm sure the kid reported the parents. So what mess. Yeah.
And I think that's, I mean, I'm not defending anybody here, but the schools also find themselves in a very difficult position now because there's so much pressure from all these different entities. And I do think fundamentally most schools, their number one concern is the welfare of the kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, they do their best to try and protect all those different interests. And it's not easy trying to figure out. And, you know, the thing that I find most frustrating with teenagers, and Bill, you've been through this already, is that you just never know where your teenager is on any given day. And
no, you don't.
My teenagers, they're good kids, but they lie through their teeth almost every single day about dumb things because they think it's going to get them incrementally closer to some goal they have. And so, you know, my attitude is to play the long game. Just kind of ride it for as long as you can and be there supportive and know that under any circumstances,
you're there.
We're going to love them. And then hopefully it all works out in the end.
If I had a nickel for every time I told my kid he or she was a lying piece of garbage, I'd be rich today. No, you're right. I mean, kids are. Here's the point. You think that, you know, my wife claims that her belief is that males never really grow up until, I don't know, maybe 50. But, you know, prior to that, you know, that teenage mind is just all about, I want to feel good right now, and this is what I'm going to do. The brain is not developed.
I mean, that is like, I'm sure my daughter wouldn't be thrilled with me airing her business on the radio, but you know, I think that's our biggest frustration with our daughter, and she admits it. Like, she knows that she has an impulsive kind of personality, and her whole goal is just to get her to that moment in that period of time where she gets what she wants right now.
Yeah,
and that is like a very frustrating thing for her mother and I, because we try and impress upon her, like, long term, this is going to be better if you do it the right way. And she doesn't often understand that. But
I know.
That's being a teenager, I think.
Well, have you ever said to her, you're a lot like politicians? They want their way all the time. It's my way, the highway. We're doing it this way. We're not doing it that way. That seems to be where we are in Congress right now, at least in the House.
Oh, my God. You know? That's a very apt comparison. I often feel that dealing with my teenagers is very similar to dealing with members of Congress. It's the same kind of, like, trying to understand their motivations and where they're coming from is often a fool's errand. And, you know, it's much like my children, I try and play the long game with Congress and let them work out whatever it is they're working out, but then just let me know when you get to the end and figure something out, which with this Congress has been increasingly elusive.
Not easy. Okay, let's start with Congress. A lot of pressure on the House right now with the stories coming out of Ukraine where Russia seems to be making advances. And then you have the story that seemed to be leaked from a Republican to be able to wake up the House and say, hey, you got to do something here. You know, the Russians are now doing nuclear weaponry in space. There's something we have to do here. The House, of course, they're back at home in their districts. I'm not sure they're hearing from constituents, get back there and do the right thing. I feel like, especially with Donald Trump weighing in, I feel like there are constituents that are supporting House members saying, we don't want to support anybody else. Let's take care of us first.
You know, Bill, I actually think that this might be, obviously there's the president's legal issues, the former president's legal issues, the current president's son's legal issues. There's the economy. There's all these other issues that are certainly at the top of minds of voters. But I do think that there could be the possibility that the Democrats and Joe Biden put on the table a proposition to the American voting public. And that proposition is, are you on the side of Vladimir Putin or are you on the side of democracy? And I think that they've put themselves in a position now where they are able to build a pretty compelling case to people that pay even a modicum of attention as to what's going on in the world, that Republicans have decided to turn their backs on the Western democracies that kind of serve as the barrier between authoritarianism and the free world. And it's interesting when you look at the polling on this. I think the loudest voices in the conservative Republican movement, the MAGA movement, if you will, have certainly become like almost passionately opposed to providing Ukraine any assistance, and are sort of dancing with this idea that Vladimir Putin is actually an honest actor. But I'm not sure that that's the majority of. It's certainly not anybody in the Democratic Party, but I'm not even sure if it's the majority of Republicans. It might be the loudest voices in the Republican Party. And I do think Republicans are making a very dangerous gamble here. If this is put on the ballot as kind of this is who you're going to side with, I'm not sure that's going to turn out the way they want it to. But maybe I'm interpreting that wrong. I think you're 100% right. I don't think that they're hearing from constituents angry that they've walked away from Ukraine. But if Kyiv topples, if Putin's regime continues to move through Europe, maybe that calculation changes. But I think this situation is as grave as it's ever been.
Well, and when you have, for instance, with Navalny, one day he's fine, the next day he's dead. And finally, I felt like it was a great opportunity for the former president to come out and make a statement to say, this is what's different between us and a country like Russia. Instead, he said the opposite of that. He compared it to himself with no mention really of Navalny, no mention at all of Putin. And he said, I'm being persecuted the same way. There's absolutely no comparison to what's happening to Donald Trump versus what happened to Navalny. Yet it became a political issue for him. I was surprised. I thought there was an opportunity to widen, to make the tent a little bigger right there.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're that surprised that Donald Trump made a situation that literally has nothing to do with him all about him. And, you know, Nikki Haley gave this speech yesterday, which I think largely is not going to necessarily change her standing at all in the polls, and he's probably going to romp this weekend in South Carolina. But I do think kind of the overall thesis that she was presenting, and it could really be more aimed at a general election audience, aimed at those kind of like moderate Republicans that are uncomfortable with Donald Trump, is that Donald Trump will make any situation about himself. And it's not about the greater good. It's not about the free world. It's not about the country. It's about himself. And the way that he could find a way to twist the Navalny situation into a pretzel that ended up with him being the victim, I mean, that's a level of narcissism that it takes a lot of work. But he found a way to get there, which is incredible.
And remember, your criticism is Nikki Haley's criticism. I mean, she is no longer holding back. The problem is it's just way too late. Now, I don't know what her path is, but she said she's not getting out. I don't know what all of this means. Maybe she's banking on the fact that the public opinion changes if there's a conviction. I don't know. We will see. This is going to be a very interesting year, to say the very least. And I'm sorry we used so much time on parenting talk, but Ryan, as always, we appreciate it. We'll do it again next week.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Bye.
So much.
All right, Ryan.
Steve Ponte Mazda, new Mazda sales event is going on. It's back. Drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-30, select sports model, for only $297 a month on a 36-month lease. Come in and say to Rick, I got to save, and he'll talk about an APR financing of 0.9%, 1.9%, or 2.9% on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See the dealership for details. It's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Mazda. As Rick says, let's make your deal.
Let's go to the top.
On a Mazda. Steve Ponte Mazda. WIBX Utica Rome. It is 9 o'clock.
She doesn't know how to get out of the race. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what former President Trump is saying about Nikki Haley vowing to keep running ahead of Saturday's Republican primary in South Carolina.
She's not working. She's here. She's down by 30, 35 points.
and everybody knows her. You're not supposed to lose your home state.
Now, in a town hall on Fox in South Carolina, the former president again claimed he's a political target in his indictments, likening himself to Alexei Navalny, the Russian opposition leader who died in prison Friday.
Navalny is a very sad situation, and he's very brave. He was a very brave guy because he went back. He could have stayed away. And frankly, probably would have been a lot better off staying away and talking from outside of the country.
The former president also took aim at the fraud ruling against him in New York.
Letitia James is horrible attorney general in New York, campaigned on I will get Trump, I will get Trump. We went through a trial. It turned out we're totally innocent on everything.
Well, the judge fined the former president $355 million. And Attorney General James says if he doesn't pay, she'll try to seize Trump assets. Next hour, President Biden's brother James will face questions in private as House Republicans investigate the family's overseas business dealings. Democrats call it a sham investigation, and Hunter Biden's lawyers say that and the tax case against him have been damaged by an FBI informant's indictment charging Alexander Smirnoff with lying about Biden transactions.
Smirnoff is now also accused of having extensive ties to Russian intelligence. Hunter's attorneys saying, quote, it is more remarkable that beginning in July 2023, the special counsel's team would follow Mr. Smirnoff down his rabbit hole of lies as long as it did.
Fox's Brooks Singman. President Biden's expected to sign an executive order today aimed at better securing American ports from cyber attacks after the recent FBI warning China's targeting U.S. infrastructure. The Biden administration's also wiping out more than $1 billion more in student loan debt, helping over 150,000 borrowers in a targeted approach after the Supreme Court blocked the president's bigger student loan forgiveness plan. America's listening to Fox News.
At Mattress Express, get a queen flex head bed with adjustable base and a set of sheets for $14.99. Qualified buyers get no money down and up to 60 months to pay. A flex head bed is where each head goes up and down independently, but it's still one solid mattress. See store for details.
Attention runners, the Boilermaker Road Race returns to Utica on Sunday, July 14th, and open registration is now in full swing. But hurry, with limited bibs available, slots are filling up fast. Runners for the 5K race are capped at 10,000, and there are only 4,500 spaces for the 5K race. Don't miss out. People all over the world come to Utica to race in this historic event. Visit Boilermaker.com to register and secure your spot before they're gone. See you at the starting line on July 14th.
Hey, it's Bill Keeler. Get ready to win tickets to see the Johnny Cash Experience coming to the Stanley Theater on March 10th. Tomorrow morning, we'll give you another chance to win from the Stanley and WIBX.
Retirement Outlook.
If your retirement account is mostly stocks or bonds, listen closely. The future of your savings may be more uncertain than ever before. Hi, I'm Paul Stone, CEO of Colonial Metals. The sad truth is, our government continues to eat away at our freedoms and security. In economic times like these, run around the flagpole by lunatics in Washington, I look to the most trusted store of wealth in human history, physical gold and silver that you own. At Colonial Metals, we specialize in helping folks with IRAs and 401ks and other retirement accounts move their savings into physical gold and silver. If you'd like a free gold investment kit, give us a call today at 820-800-8000. My team is standing by ready to rush a free gold investment kit to you. You may also qualify for $7,500 in free silver and a free safe. Call 820-800-8000 now. That's 820-800-8000.
Colonial Metals is not a financial advisor. Consult with your advisor before investing.
That's 820-800-8000.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on Earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick.
This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril.